for these two, and then I'm done.
Oh yeah. So,
No guarantees.
Yeah. No, wait. You're not gonna do anything weird. Oh wait, we're live. Hi
Oh.
everyone. Welcome
Hey,
back
everybody.
to Dungeons and Designers.
So, welcome everyone. If you are new to what we do on Saturday mornings, we all hang out with our friends and we play Dungeons and Dragons. We are Dungeons and Designers. We are a bunch of industry professionals, semi-professionals. Some of us are unprofessionals who love art and love design and work professionally as designers. And then on weekends we get to have fun, play D&D, and kind of blend our loves together of art and nerd stuff and all that good business. This week we are running a campaign called Shadows Over Marn, which is set in the Gilded Age of this world, where it's sort of like, think of like turn of the 19th century London. Lots of intrigue and crime and foggy streets and rain and darkness. Joining me this week are my faithful friends, Autumn, who will be playing Kharex.
Hello.
Bex, who will be playing Pain. Lisa, who will be playing Shaka.
Good day.
Dan, who will be playing Cell. And Such, who will be playing Amelia. These folks have sort of come together in this campaign through their own branching paths and are now embroiled in a plot to kill one of the highest ranking members of a criminal syndicate within the city. Last week, you guys had you'd spoken to Teramir, who is Pain's mentor, and you all had, while she was gathering a bit more information for you, you had decided to go see one of her informants in the slats of the city, which is the slums, basically, the poorest part of the city. You guys had made your way through that part of the city, picking up on the trail of a entity known as the Rat Prince, who turned out to be a young halfling who was working as a petty thief throughout the city. On his trail, you realized that you guys were being not followed, but someone else was on the same trail as you. And Shaka, with a keen eye, spotted them well before they had spotted you. She alerted the gang, and we ended last session with you guys springing a trap with a very, very cleverly placed treasure chest, key, and sign pointing to both treasure chest and key. The oldest trick in the book. And had then ambushed these characters, eliminating these thugs before they could make their way to the Rat Prince themselves, because it seemed like they were on the trail of this kid, whoever he is. So, with that out of the way, you guys had eliminated these people, and as the last blow was struck, you heard, "That was awesome!" And as you turn, there's a dirty halfling kid, long, greasy hair in his face, his clothes a bit torn and tattered and dirty, and surrounding him on the fence posts and on the banisters around him are hundreds of rats, just all over. They're sitting on his shoulder. There's one on his head. They're crowded around his feet, and he's sitting there watching you guys. And as he realizes they're all looking at him, he begins to stand up.
Hello there.
Hi.
Who are these? Your friends? And I'm pointing to all the rats.
He takes a step back as he's realizing now that everyone's eyes are on him.
They're very cute.
Thank you.
I'm Pain.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I just want to kind of like be as friendly as possible after he's seen the carnage.
Can I lean into Pain and say, "You've got this," and give her a bardic inspiration?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay.
Is that
That's 1d8?
Oh, yeah. This guy.
Yeah.
Definitely need it. Persuasion.
Meanwhile, Shaka's just mowing down on her owlbear claw.
Well, that was a good fight. Nom, 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 nom.
Can I do some investigating to see, like, of the bodies to see who they are? Or
Yeah, of
who
course. Go
sent
ahead and
them?
make an investigation check.
15.
15.
Yeah.
So you see, go ahead and continue your line of conversation while I get an investigation check from Amelia. And what is everybody else doing?
I'm just gonna keep eyeing down the rat boy.
Rat
I'm-
boy, got it.
Not making any sudden moves.
Smart.
16.
So, what was your line of questioning, Payne? You had said I like your friends.
yeah,
they're cute,"
like,
and then you had.
I
And you're
just-
basically just trying to talk him down, right?
Yeah, basically just don't go anywhere. We just want to talk to you. Are
Hey.
you from around here? Do you do you know anybody by the name of the Rat Prince?
The mention of his name, he kind of puffs up a little bit. You can see he's prideful. Doesn't take a high passive insight to see that. He stands up from where he was sitting down and he says, "Yeah, that's me." By the way, Amelia, as you turn the bodies over, you can see on each of one of these characters there is a replacing one of the previous buckles that would have been a part of their attire, such as on their belt or on their suspenders or on a glove or on a boot, is a brass buckle that replaced it. A pretty clear sign of the bootstrapper family.
Mm-hmm. Did I find anything else of, like, maybe a note or like some orders or anything that might have that can tell us, like, okay.
Not on this group. No.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they did not leave the. They were dumb enough to fall for the trap, but not dumb enough to not burn the note they received. Right.
Okay.
You want to come down here? I'll say to the rat prince.
You can go ahead and make a persuasion check as well.
Okay.
Seb, Foundry, paused?
Oh, do you want me to unpause it for you, or it
Well,
paused? in general?
Yeah, there was no background anything. So, there you go.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. You guys were just kind of listening to nothing for a little while.
Yeah, it's
there.
very, very quiet.
I think
Yeah,
I hear it.
my mistake.
Thank you. I was
I got a 19.
got it.
19. There's a shift in his hands, just ever so slightly, and then you see the rats begin to pile down onto the bottom floor as they just sort of crawl down each other, almost the way ants create bridges, just all the way down to the bottom floor. And you see him almost like as he becomes covered in these little squeaking creatures. It's like a magic trick. He and then rises from the rats on the bottom floor. But he's still as far away from you as he can possibly get. He is standing here, and he is eyeing you. And he says,
I would have been right next to Payne.
That's not
he
pain.
says
Oh.
She's like, ugh.
It's the white hair, man.
All those white-haired mages look the same.
What are you saying, huh?
That's
Not
classist.
that kind of.
I don't know.
Kind of.
hey, I'm going to put all of your names to hover for anyone. So you can hover over anyone's name,
Oh.
and you can see their...
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
So I
better.
would do it to always, but it's not great looking. So
Okay. Thank you.
yeah, of course.
Sorry. So he is right there. Are there any rats that are anywhere near me that I could kind of? I'd like to bend down onto one knee and kind of like hold out my hand to kind of either pet one or call one over to me just to be interacting with it if I
As
can.
you guys are so That's a good point, because as you guys are in this area, you can now, there's like when you pay attention to it, there's like an ambient shuffling, scratching, and squeaking all around you guys. And as you all start to look around, they're everywhere. They're on rooftops, cluttered into gutters. They're up on all of the. They're everywhere except for the giant pillar of flame that is this wagon right here. That from when you were up against that wagon last session, Cell, and that blast of fire came around the side and set that wagon ablaze. Aside from there, they're pretty much they're in gutters. They're along fences. There's a bunch along the top of that crane that is in the right side of this area. This thing here. Yeah, they're kind of all over the place. So you bend down. You go to pet one. Go ahead. Give me an animal handling check. I'm sure you're great at it.
Not as bad as you would think. 17.
Not bad. As you reach down, it sort of picks its head up towards you and lets you scratch the top of its head. And then as soon as you start to kind of dig a little bit, it just like skitters off. You see it run back to him and then up onto his shoulder as he looks at you, Cell, and he begins to look around and he looks at the carnage and he says, "Why don't you kill these people?"
They were looking for you.
You know, people are always looking for me. You're looking for me.
Yeah.
We just want to talk to you, though.
They
Lots of
had
people in the city wanna
they
talk to
had malicious intent. You could kind of tell.
You can sort of just tell that thing by looking at someone, can you?
They were talking about it.
Were they?
Mm-hmm. I'll roll for deception.
Go ahead.
26.
See a bit of a shift in his face as he starts to realize that, like, oh shit, this is a little more serious than I thought it was. He's kind of got this devil-may-care sort of demeanor to him of someone who has stolen a lot and never gotten caught. And he looks around and he says, "Well then, why would you do that? Why would
So we're your knight in shining armors.
Red
we're
Prince doesn't need
friends.
a knight in shining armor.
I mean, technically, I'm not wearing armor, but
Do you know someone by the name of Taramir?
Yeah, I know Taramir. She helps people like me.
Yeah,
How do you know?
well,
And like you can see his eyes light up immediately. He's like, "How do you know her?"
well, she helped me too, and she's the one that actually sent us to you. And I'm so glad we found you because we need your help.
He cocks his head.
There's
You see, as he collapses back down on the ground again, disappearing, the cluster of rats skitters off in all directions. And
Is
then
there
as they
somewhere else?
collect again, they collect 10 feet from you. And he's like an apparition from the ground appears from the rats.
Whoa, that's
He's
really
now here.
really neat.
He's closer to you now, Payne. But he still casts an eye back to the rest of the party, looking at the other ones, and he says, "Who are these? Are they with Taramir as well?"
Well, they're with me, and I'm with Taramir, so yeah.
I'll come out from beside the crate and kind of plop down on the ground next to Karis, with like half the
Just like covered
pastry in my mouth.
powdered sugar on like the top of your head.
Technically, I am also with Taramir.
Really? I don't know you though. I've been with Taramir for a while, and I don't know any of you.
We just met, and she kind of gave me a place.
Me too. Listen, is there somewhere else that we could maybe go and talk? I don't know if there was anybody else on the same path, but it feels a little exposed.
As you say that, Your passive is 26, right, Shaka? So insane. You can distantly down the street. You hear the sound of
A mile and a half off.
yeah, like in the you hear at the top of the city in the Baron's Reserve.
Tomorrow, you hear some people coming.
No, you hear the sound of a distantly a board falling over, and like a soft curse on the wind. It's just
I definitely agree with finding a more secure place. I'm detecting that people might be taking notice of what we've done.
oh, well, that kind of makes sense. Okay, but you have to keep up. And from the top of the balcony, 30 feet up on that top of that roof that you guys had investigated earlier, that Amelia had pointed out previous session, he pops back up again. Up here, turns, takes off, jumps from the roof, and as he jumps, he collapses down and then appears amongst all the rats on the rooftop, turns, and sprints off. It was like a jump of like 30 feet. So he
That's a pretty
flees
spiffy trick.
down through the south of the city.
Fleas.
All right.
Well, rats indeed.
Follow the rats. Let's go.
Okay, so as you guys all begin to pick up speed, you have to run around the side of the. Basically, you guys all have to go through up here. If you're looking at the map, he went from here to here and then jumped to here. But you guys have to go like up around here, unless you want to jump over the 30-foot wall, in which case you totally can, if that's your prerogative.
I'd love to Pirates of the Caribbean, the crane, or like Assassin's Creed, where you just cut it.
That's great.
Fuck it. Make an acrobatics check while I turn the chase music on.
That is a natural 20 for a 29.
Hey.
A grand total of 30.
Can I grab his foot as he goes? So I can
Had to ruin the
I will place one little hand on Kharex's knee with a grin and dimension
just as
Boris.
I'm reaching out to grab his foot, she does this.
It just missed.
Yeah, exactly. Kharex is like, huh? and then there's a hand on his knee, and they just are going like a blast of like a shockwave of purple energy. As you run up that crane, leap to the balcony, land, and sprint off again, I do need either athletics or acrobatics check from the rest of the part, except for Shaka and Kharex, who've just dimension door.
And when we come out of it, I just give him this big toothy grin that's just full of crumbs.
Just covered in still covered in pastry.
I told you to warn me.
I am going to. I mean, we'll see how this turns out, but I'll cast haste on myself as I see him take off, so I can try to keep up with him.
So that in this context, that will give you advantage on any athletics or acrobatics check.
Sweet.
As you guys make it through, and I don't like this music, so I'm going to change it to something else.
While they're going up, I'm going to turn to Shaka and go, where'd you hear that from? That noise earlier.
Well, she didn't say anything
paused
about
for a
noise.
moment,
She just
thoughtfully.
said we should go.
Why do you think we're not alone?
I heard something. It was a ways away, but I do think that our actions were noticed, and it's best to not be here anymore.
All right. I'll just look over the rooftops. Is there anything to see?
Give me a perception check as you guys jump up, and then we're going to hop into this chase, which is going to be a skill challenge. It's going to need five successes of the skill challenge. It won't be a trial. This will just be mostly athletics and acrobatics as you guys maintain your chase of the Rat Prince to his section of the city. There will be some perception checks as well, but other than that, it's going to be pretty much just straightforward. And
Dirty
we
20.
can pop over. We can pop over to the map for now if you want to, and I'll doodle on the map for you guys.
Thick.
I cannot hear a lot of the stuff that's happening in the. That's better. I just had to turn it up for myself. I put in a whole bunch of music this morning and promptly forgot what any of it was. So now I just have to click on random names of songs and just be like, I hope this is appropriate. And thus far, it hasn't been. But fuck it. Let's play anyway. So you guys are now springing over the rooftops. I need a check, acrobatics or athletics check from Payne with advantage. I need one from Amelia because Sel already made his check.
Just for flavor, I use my psychic sorcery to cast haste. So like, you don't see me or hear me do anything. I just take off like that.
It's just gone. There's actually one of those as she moves through the bottom part of the through the cobbles on the bottom part of the stockyard. There is that part in the mist, and then she is just gone.
17 for my athletics check.
Nat 20, 29.
Nicely done, guys. So with ease through this first part, you guys follow the rat prince. You see him leaping from rooftop to rooftop, taking blind like Spider-Man-esque jumps as he runs and just leaps off of a building and then just collapses into rats and appears on a rooftop 15 feet away. And he's almost using it the way you would teleport through this part of the city. It's incredibly unnerving, but definitely efficient. So you guys, though, unfortunately have to follow in a much more traditional manner, with the exception of Shaka and Kharex. As you guys are much more, physical manner. As you guys make the first leap across these rooftops to the other side to a lower roof, you all roll and move and keep running. You see him jump off the end and just disappear over the edge of the building. You guys continue running?
Yeah.
You guys run to the edge. You can see straight down. There is just an alleyway with what looks like piles of rubbish and trash and barrels and nets, things that have just been completely left to rot in this part of the city. You see him emerge from the pile and sprint down the right-hand side of the street. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to pull up for just a second. And then I'm going to go. I'm going to jump into the pile.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to try to...
Go ahead.
I'm going to try to wall jump between the two. Is there enough room in the alley?
It's a higher DC, but I'll give you advantage on your next check if you can succeed on this.
And it'll for sure look sicker.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to the rooftops and keep trying to track him from a higher advantage.
Okay, very cool.
19.
Shaka, 19. So you make it all the way down successfully. As instead of stopping, you just sprint straight across, leap. You're airborne for a couple of seconds, and then you collide with the far wall and push off. And as you push off, your body tucks and pushes off to the other side. And on the third one down, your knee folds under you as you slam the wall, hit and fall the last 15 feet. You didn't quite make the DC, but you went high enough to still, not get injury. You won't get advantage on the next roll, but you haven't hindered yourself. Whereas you, Payne, what was your acrobatics?
13.
13. You land hard on a half of a box that had been covered under some of the nets and trash. And as you have the wind knocked out of you, you stand up. You'll have a straight roll on your next check because you're hasted right now. And give me a perception check from you, Amelia.
22.
22. You're watching and you see him run, and then hard left, off down another street. So far, the four of you have succeeded on your checks, Kharex and Shaka. Go ahead and let me know what your guys' rolls were, or let me know what you want to do.
I would
I'll need a
actually
bear
like
claw.
to. If I had another one.
I will do nothing.
I will follow Amelia, because she seems to be catching sight of the rat prints, and with my shorter stature, it's a little bit easier to track someone closer by.
Okay, give me an athletics check to keep up with her. Or excuse me, acrobatics. Because you see Amelia is just leaping across these sections of the rooftop as she's clearly tracking something. You'll see her run, jump, tuck, and roll, and leap up, look over the edge of these massive sprawling buildings that are tall and narrow throughout this part of the city. They all sort of seem to lean on each other.
That's a 21.
21. Easy enough. Legs a little shorter, but just as efficiently, you're able to leap and jump through these parts of the city. At one point, you see you see Amelia leap almost superhumanly far and land on this far building. And as you have to run and jump, you need to instead jump from there to one of the defunct shit. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name. The one of the Everlight sconces that has long since gone out. These tall wrought iron structures that have a sort of a lantern cap to them. You're like, I can't make that. You instead run and jump up the side of the building and place one foot onto the Everlight lantern, wrought iron structure, and leap off of it. And as you do, you hear it go and kind of bend off to the side, but you make it to the other rooftop. Roll, and you're right behind Amelia. Kharex, what are you doing?
Oh,
Even my mark on the city.
this looks fun, and I give myself a little bardic inspiration and take off after Shaka. Like, wait for me, friends.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check as well then.
This giant goat man just through the street, through the rooftops.
Across the rooftop.
Leaving hoof
It
prints in
sounds
tin
like a
roofs.
stampede on the rooftop.
It's like a fawn on a hot tin roof.
You said acrobatics?
Acrobatics, yeah.
23.
23. Plenty high enough. You follow close behind, and at the same time, actually, Shaka and Kharex land. You being able to jump a little further by nature of your biology, and then you land on the rooftop, and you hear right next to you as Kharex lands, looks at you, gives a grin, and then shoots off after it. So you guys now, both Pain and Cell, you slide down the wall, land, shake it off. As you look up, I do need you to make a perception check from this vantage point, because currently Rat Prince is just disappearing around the corner.
Sorry, me?
Pain and Cell.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Mm-hmm.
13.
Lucky for you, you see Cell run off. He just breaks into a run and heads down the street to the right.
I gotta go check something out.
It's probably unrelated. I'll go the other way.
I think I left the stove on. Oh, I'll be right back.
Let me help you.
You guys, you're hauling ass on the cobbled streets at this point. The sound of your footfalls echoes throughout this dark and gray space as the mists from the night have begun to roll in from the ocean. You cannot see more than 60 feet ahead of you, but luckily only 40 feet ahead is where the turn is, as you see a figure dart and disappear into the night. And now, with your supreme passive, you can hear the sounds of footsteps entering the courtyard that is just about 70 feet away. You hear, "Find him! Son of a bitch, he was just here!" Coming back to Amelia, from the rooftops, you can see now this character turn and run around that corner. You see him from the far end climbing a blind alley, jumping similar to the way that Cell was. And at the top, he keeps running. You guys are able to track him a little easier from the rooftops. However, Pain and Cell, you guys dart into that alleyway, and you just see the back of a figure and then disappear off the top. You look up, and it's 60 feet or so.
Psychically, to Sal, I'll say, "Did you see that? He went that way," and I'll kind of like try to describe.
Up.
Up. Have you heard of it?
Yep. And then
Shut up! I'm still on my first cup of coffee.
I'm gonna try to jump between the two instead of climb.
Jump between the buildings.
Do the same thing he did.
Absolutely.
Up.
Go ahead and give me your acrobatics check. And Payne, how are you?
I would like to look for a ladder or some other like.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, less acrobatic way of getting up.
25.
Motherfucker. Do I have advantage back again, or?
This is advantage for
athletics or acrobatics. Okay.
You can see things faster.
It's just a beautiful mind.
Eyes darting back and forth.
Independently.
Yeah.
Ladders and boxes. That's a 9.
Unfortunately, no. You see piles of boxes, and you see a medieval version of a dumpster, basically. Just a big box with rusted wagon wheels towards the bottom of the area that you might be able to climb on top of to get to one of the first fire escapes.
Yeah. In that case, I'll just attempt to do what Sel's doing.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check. Did you roll your perception with disadvantage?
No. Did I need to?
Disadvantage. But you already failed, so we'll just
that
one.
It was already bad. So yeah.
So you have your advantage back now.
I could roll just to see if it was even worse. Like I got something in my eye. No, it wasn't worse.
Okay. Your head just detonates.
Rats.
That's crazy.
Get rat poop in your eye.
rat shit in your eyes.
So my athletic or acrobatics check?
Or athletics in this case. You can try to climb up, but if you want to go up the same way that Cell did, you do need to make an acrobatics check because he's leaping.
21.
Damn, girl.
Ooh.
With your haste, you're able to. And you watching Cell, you've moved around the city a lot. You've done this type of stuff a lot.
I can get over the gate at Terramir's place, so I can do anything.
It's just like that. It's just like that.
Okay.
As you either side of the alleyway to the top, you look down and you see this person who's like leaping up behind you with frightening speed. You have to bail off your last jump and kind of pull yourself over and sort of like side handspring onto the roof and drop down as you see her almost out of control with her speed up to the top, and you see her leap over, kind of slide a bit and land, and then look up, almost like as surprised as you are at the top with like a superhero landing, and then you go stand up. From the rooftops, I need you guys to continue on. Give me another acrobatics check as you're continuing to follow. The DC for this one's going to be lower because you all are on the rooftop.
I am, by the way, looking to see if Cell is impressed.
Make an insight check.
9.
No.
Steel Fortress right here.
I'm gonna tell myself he's impressed.
We'll go Amelia first, then Shaka, then Kharex. So Amelia, what do you have?
15.
15. Okay. You're very lucky that the DC was lowered. Shaka, what do you got?
14.
That's too bad. And Kharex.
Oh no.
Fucking brutal, Seth.
21.
21.
She dead now, or
yeah.
still up?
Kharex, you leap across, land, and as you look back to see where Shaka is, you see Amelia land in her place. Shaka, you from one of the rooftops you guys are now following, you're leaping across. You're turning and following this person as they disappear. You see them leap back up again, jump over to another rooftop. You have a whole city street to cross. The streets here are narrow, but they're not touching. And so as you watch Kharex leap across, and with you see a bit of purple energy flare off from him for a second, and then he lands and then looks back to see where you are. As you're midair, you're not far enough. Your arms
It's like
flare
Wile E.
out for a
Coyote.
second, and you begin to fall. What are you doing?
Am I able to take an action, or would it only be a bonus action?
You have one action before you hit the ground.
I will dimension door.
So you see Kharex, as you turn back, Amelia lands. Amelia, you look at Kharex and then look back, and you look right into the oh shit face of Shaka as she's, and then you see her arms turn, you see her fingers begin to trace a sigil, and as she's falling, she just vanishes through a glowing purple gate.
I want to kind of drop onto Kharex' shoulders.
You can drop 500 feet away if you want to, but you choose to drop 27 feet away. Shoulders. The force
Perfect.
The force of you falling just like almost crumples him, and you just like knock the wind out of yourself on his shoulders, and then slide off and land onto your feet.
I kind of like lean down to his ear. I don't want to do that again.
So, you guys now continue on from the rooftops. You guys are now across that street. You are giving chase. You're not too far behind. You can see him moving. He leaps across another set of rooftops, and then as you watch from the top, he jumps off and then lands onto what looks like a series of slanted metal roofs further into the city. You can see the debris has been moved aside in some places. Looks like he created this chute for himself as a quick escape, and he just hits that and then begins to luge deeper into the slums of the city. You guys are close enough to it that you can see that it's cluttered with debris and trash and rusted metal. It looks dangerous. So
looks like tetanus waiting to happen.
Lots of Constitution saving throws through this area.
No.
So first up is going to be Cell and Pain, as you guys took the most direct route. You see him climb on top of this building, turn back, just a wry grin on his face, and then he just disappears over the other side of the building, and you hear the sound of something picking up speed across metal as he disappears.
Is he on a piece of metal as well? Can we see when we run over?
It looks like he's just on his sliding on his back down through this area. You can see he's got a hand crossbow that for him is the size of like a light crossbow on his back, and you can see the arrow tip of it sparking a bit as it comes in contact with the metal as he's like sliding down, just like.
I'm gonna run and jump, but try to do this on my feet.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check as you go.
Cell, did you see what I just? And he's gone. Okay.
19.
19 is for this portion is just enough as you land, and especially on your feet too. So you're sliding now. As you slide, you're luging down this area. You can see there are clumps of metal. There are barriers that he has slid, leapt, and tucked over, and then continued down. Pain.
Okay, and then I'll follow Cell, but I want to pull out my staff and try to use it for balance or for
Is this the second time you've done that? Did you do that during the heist too? Or that wasn't Pain?
Nope.
Never mind. Yeah. Your other character, I think, did, right? When we were going down those slots.
Spat might have done that, yeah.
Spat. Oh my god. That was a fucking blast from the past.
Where's she now?
Yeah. They own Baazdos now.
Oh.
Spit and Spats Trading Company. Go ahead and give me an athletics, because it's going to take a little bit of arm strength to be able to kind of use that as like an oar to keep yourself from going off the rails.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is plenty. As you are sliding down, you're a good 20 feet behind Cell, who is surfing down this thing basically on his feet. You're watching as he's got his veteran's cane kind of tucked behind him as he's going and sliding and using it for leverage. And as you guys are approaching the first pile, you see him, because of his 19, drop down and lift up, his feet leaving the ground for a second, and then land on the other side in like one of these, and then his back as he slides down. You, using the oar of your staff, slam it into the ground, and are now sliding around the side of this wide tin roof with a chunk of rusted debris. You slide around the side of it, and have to jump back in the other side and redirect now as you're sliding from one side back to the other to just get around these chunks that have been left here intentionally to slow people down from chasing. Amelia, Shaka, and Kharex, you guys are a good 50 feet behind both Pain and Cell as you guys make it to the tin roofs that you guys are metal roofs, but now tin roof stuck in my head. The roofs are still slick from the rain from the day before. As you get closer now, and you can see about 50 feet away the flaring, like fluttering white hair, both from Cell and Pain, as they are just luging down this area. What are you guys doing?
How far you say? Like 50 feet?
About 50 feet.
Okay, I'm going to Misty Step 30 feet closer.
Okay. And as you land, I need you to make an acrobatics check as you're landing on a slanted surface going down.
27.
You fucking rogues. You land, and without even breaking a sweat, you immediately drop. You point one toe forward, the other one sideways, as you now use your back foot to steer your front foot to keep yourself moving forward in the same space. As you drop and land, you just sent yourself beyond the first barrier. Shaka and Kharex, what do you guys got?
And you said the tunnel that he went down is up here?
It's not a tunnel, actually. It is a series of slanted roofs.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
Going in a crisscross pattern too. So they're going down in this direction, and you see that at some point they turn and drop down even further. From this point in the tenements, the buildings you're around are 6 or 7 stories tall. There's large buildings of this, of ant-sized apartments. And as you're getting further and further and further to the wall, the city wall, the southern wall, the buildings are getting lower and lower and lower and smaller. It seems like that's where you guys are heading.
Is there something safer that I could slide down, like drainage pipe or like fire escape?
Give me a perception check. Because you won't be able to follow along, but if you make a good perception check, you can see where these are going, and you can try to meet them there.
That is an 18.
18 is just below the DC for this section of the challenge. You can see plenty of areas to climb down. You can see plenty of areas to possibly try to intercept, but you can't see any place where you can circumvent it entirely.
Well, shit. I'm smart.
Kharex, what are you doing? You're getting further away, by the way.
Do you want to ride? And I like put her on my shoulders and go for it.
Okay.
My tiny hands are like gripped in his mane. Or no,
You got the
on
horns.
his horns.
She chooses to pull the hair anyway. She's like,
So
horns
are
or
you-
hair?
So
So you-
I leaped down and seeing that they had used their staves, I used the blackened old spear as a steering mechanism.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, that's going to be athletics, and you're going to have your DC is going to be slightly higher because you've got somebody on your back, kind
Okay.
of messing with your center of gravity. Okay.
Okay.
I will pat him on the top of the head. You got this.
Okay.
Bardic inspiration.
All right.
16 26.
Okay. Yeah. Luckily for you guys, you all have bardic inspiration that you can give yourselves for this portion of this. Sliding
Who
on
needs
your,
it?
I'm assuming you're riding down on your hooves and then using
Yeah,
that to kind of jam into the ground. You jam it into the ground the first time, and you sort of like have to right yourself for a second, and you feel that hand on your shoulder from Shaka as you now slam into the other side, and there's sparks flying as you're stabbing into the ground, basically with this twisted looking barbed spear from that assassin that you picked up. Jamming into the ground, sparks flying to try to keep yourself righted as you guys now all from rooftop to rooftop. You guys get to the end, and you see at the very end of this of these slanted roofs is a massive crumbling structure with a tall tower. The building is regal itself. It looks partially collapsed in. It looks like it may have been in service more than a century ago. And as you guys watch, the buildings, the roofs end to a lowered portion of the city. The portion of the city you guys had been in was raised. This old section of the city is a good 70 feet below. As he, across the breach, sailing through the air, you see him disappear again and appear 10 feet from the tower, preserving his momentum as he tucks into a window and is out of sight into this tower. So basically, if you were to look at it from a side view, here's the building that you guys are currently on. Here's the slanted roof that goes over a bit. Here's the wall that drops down to the old portion of the city. And then here is the crumbling structure that you guys can see with the... That's all too sideways. With a tower that seems to rise out of it with almost like a classically crenellated castle.
How far is that gap?
That gap is about
Gods.
70 feet across.
Cool. Awesome.
He made it into this portion. This is a very buggy tool. He made it into this portion right here. So he's on the lower end, but his trajectory, would have put him here had he not basically used his ability to teleport himself into the building.
Got it.
With that being said, Cell, you're up first.
Since I'm standing
You're standing. You can see a significant gap, and you can see that basically you have to do a double tuck into a glass of water to make it into this this window at the far end of this crumbling building.
I bend my knees, bracing for the leap, and then right as I feel myself about to jump off, push out on the legs, go
Okay.
across.
Give me an acrobatics check. DC is 21.
Yeah, no problem. A nasty 25.
Oof. It feels like you're in the air forever. The wind just blowing past. As you're falling, your trajectory, you notice, is a little high, and you have to tuck yourself under. And as you do, you go through the window almost completely sideways. You have to twist midair like a cat to get your feet back under you. And as you land hard on stone and roll. And as you roll to the end, you stand to your feet. Your head is spinning, your ears are ringing. But you made the jump. Pain.
I see what's coming, and I feel good about how things have been going, but I don't feel that good. And so I'm gonna cast polymorph on myself and change into a giant eagle. Because I don't know if Cell's gonna make it either. So I change into a giant eagle and I go after him as he's midair, just to try and grab him, make sure that he survives. But I assume based off your description, I miss, and then I'll just start to circle the clock tower.
It's like a bird hitting a window.
So you guys can see now. The next closest is actually Amelia, and you see Cell leap off the building and disappear into the mist. Then you see Pain leap off the building, and as she comes up into the air like this for a minute, and then you see her trace a symbol gaining control of and controlling her descent, and then there's just a wings part the mist as this giant eagle form blasts outward. You immediately go into a dive, and you're rocketing towards Cell. And as your talons reach out to try to grab him to keep him from falling, you pull back as he disappears through the window in front of you. And as you circle around and come back again, and are now circling that area, you circle back and you can see Amelia right about to make her jump. Amelia, what are you doing?
Similarly to Sal, she's gonna wait until she slides to the very edge, and then she's gonna make her leap. But midair, I mean,
forgot to mention.
Yeah, midair, she's gonna use Misty Step to get through that window.
Okay, so you wait to the end, get low, leap, and I mean because it's Amelia, it's like a swan dive, like arms out, leaping, beginning to nosedive, and then you appear within the space. You leap out about, you can leap out your full movement because of your momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to Misty Step still midair.
Yeah.
Give me
exactly.
an acrobatics check.
24.
Yeah. So there's always that disorienting feeling as your consciousness passes through the ethereal plane. As you have to, you're assailed with like visions of white, just and then window in front of you, and you have to right yourself, duck, tuck, and turn, and land. And as you do, you're able to land, halting your momentum as you hit the ground. You stand up, and then you move to the side of the window as both Kharex and Shaka are on their way. Kharex, you now have made your way around these obstacles, following the path laid out by both Pain, Amelia, and Cell. You guys are. You're on your hooves. You got the staff jammed into the sides to keep yourself from getting too out of control. What are you doing? Your DC, by the way, is 22 with her on your back.
Ideas?
Can you make that jump?
I hope so.
That's about all the conversation you can get out. As you guys now are at the edge. What are you doing?
So, just again waiting for that, and then leaping as far as I can out into that vastness.
Okay.
I'll slap another bardic inspiration on. You can do it!
All right, give me acrobatics to stick the landing.
Come on, baby. Gonna go ahead and use that inspiration.
I'm also keeping watch I'm like watching to make sure that everybody makes it.
29.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
So
oh God.
you have to. You're like at the last minute. Yeah, it's Shaka. You're like those tendrils, the horn tendrils in the back of your head are just like flapping in the breeze. As
kind of rustling a little bit.
Hold on, as he jams the spear out in front of him like a pole vaulter. As it jams into the roof, it propels him forward. As you now are like, there's a moment where as you guys are falling through the air, where basically the only thing in contact with Kharex for you, Shaka, is just your hands on the horns. As you're like Superman, like seat grabbing your way across this gap, with that little bit of extra push from the pole vault, you guys land in the window hard. You guys tuck, and as you actually land directly on your hooves, Kharex, and your biology allows you to absorb most of the impact as you kind of crumple down, but then you have Shaka on the back of your head who just who slams you into the ground and then rolls a good 20 feet into the far end of the chamber and like ends up upside down against the far wall, and it's just like looking at everybody inverted. You guys have now successfully crossed the breach.
Stuck it. Got it. Yeah,
I'm late.
That's great.
Are you going to stay polymorphed?
Yeah, for the moment, I'm gonna see that everybody made it in, and I want to do kind of a little lap and see what I can see if anybody's following, see if there's any danger nearby.
As a giant eagle, I believe you have advantage on perception checks, so go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage.
Ooh, nice. 25.
Hell yeah.
You do actually see you do see a second group with torchlight moving through that part of the city. They appear to be similarly dressed to the folk that you guys had handled before, although they don't just like it's kind of hard to say necessarily if they're just dock workers or they're very very simply dressed, much like the guys before you were, but similarly dressed. You can deduce though that these are a second group of the same folk who were attempting to either circle around and trap the Rat Prince before he could get away, or perhaps they responded to the bloodshed that they had seen in the courtyard.
How far away are they from where we are?
They are a good 120, 130 feet away. They didn't make it down over the roofs. They tried to pass through the city streets to get to you guys, and as a result, fell pretty far behind.
So, do they look like they are actively following us, or do they look like they're just searching the area?
They do look like they were actively following you guys, but it looks like they were unable to
keep up.
And
are they north, south, east, west of us?
They are to the north of you guys.
The north. Okay.
Yep. In fact, if you look on the, if we check the map currently, let me get all this extra crap off the map. You guys obviously succeeded on the last challenge. So, looking at where you guys are currently, if we look at towards the bottom portion of the map, you guys are now on the waterfront. You are, forgive me while I try to select the right tool. You are down in this block here, at the very south end of the city. Your quarry had leapt this part of the road here.
Got it.
And this whole area here, if you were to pass in through this part of the city on the road, you would see that on the left-hand side, there is almost like a, that whole part of the city is elevated a bit higher, as this city is sort of built into natural shale cliff faces that have been worked over time. So you can see that there's actually a tall wall with buildings on the high side on the left as you first come in, and on the right side is buildings basically at what would be sea level for that area. So the building on the right, you guys are currently occupied in, by the way, as you're flying around that building, Payne, looks to you like give me a history check while you're out there. Let's see if you can kind of get a good
As an eagle?
As an eagle.
Oh yeah, you'd have to use the eagle stats. So yeah, give me a history check as the eagle.
What is that, intelligence?
Yes.
2.
Looks like a building.
I think I nested there once.
Yeah. Looks like a good place to poop.
So with that tower now, a slight lean to it, you can see there are big chunks of it that have fallen down from the bottom portion. the bottommost chamber that you guys are not in, but that you can see, is completely collapsed in, almost just a retaining wall at this point. However, you do notice as you're casing outside of this building that the topmost floor is completely destroyed. There's a massive hole in the top that has fallen in through the center.
Is it big enough that I could fly and land in there and kind of perch and look around?
It's big enough that you can land on the top and kind of drop
look
in.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to do that.
Okay, so as you guys are as you're landing, the four of you are within this chamber now, and this chamber it looks like it might have been an office of sorts. It's small. There are the remains and fossils of what could have been wooden desks at one point, but have just been turned to mush by the persistent humidity of the sea, and petrified into just lumps, basically. Let me switch over the music real quick here. I need a mixing board.
You need one more complicated thing to add to your plate. Yeah.
So, within this space, like I was saying, it definitely appears to have been a place of business of some kind. Hard to say in the current chamber that you're in. Mostly it's just destroyed, dilapidated wooden structures that may have been shelves and desks at one point, but have been so destroyed by the elements that they're nigh unrecognizable. As sitting on the steps to a spiraling staircase that rises through the surrounding area of the tower is the Rat Prince, surrounded by many of his loyal subjects. As he says, that was pretty good. I've never had somebody actually make it back to the tower before.
Shaka's flat on her back with her button legs up on the wall, her arms splayed. She's just kind of looking wide-eyed up at Kharex. That was amazing.
Right?
Again.
Muted.
Give me a little bit of time.
Okay, got it. Oh, you're good. You were just quiet.
Really?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So, give me just
And action.
Let's do that again.
Let's go again. Reset.
Back to one, guys.
Just give me 24 hours, and then we'll do it again. All right?
Well, then I could just dimension tour us across, and that would be cheating.
That's my point.
As you guys are having a chat down there, getting your breath, the halfling turns and begins to head up the stairs.
I'll follow him. Yeah.
So,
Is the coast clear up where I am? Is there anybody else up there with me?
no, the room that you were in is the second to last floor. The top floor being completely sundered and smashed. The room that you're currently in is dilapidated but functional. There is there's the giant hole in the center, and just as sort of a environmental point of order for you guys. Within this tower, it seems like it's standing by the grace of the gods alone. As you're climbing the stairs, there is mortar actively pouring from portions of the tower. It groans and creaks, the stones grinding against each other. The Rat Prince's footfalls don't seem to affect any of this change or cause any of this change, but the footsteps of the four of you, even as light on your feet as you are, seems to be enough to put some of the masonry in turmoil. At the top of this final twisting set of stairs is what could have been the quarters of a noble, or as you look around and you look at the armaments on the walls, this might have once been a constable station or a police station. It looks like the room of like a constable general. There's commendations on the walls. There's ceremonial swords. There's a number of shields emblazoned with different family crests on them, many of which you don't recognize at all. Through a massive gaping wound in the ceiling is the night sky, and a similarly shaped hole in the center of the floor, where one floor below is the crumpled, smashed remains of a beautifully ornate chandelier that has been crushed under the weight of the stonework that had fallen on top of it. And
So,
of course, in the middle of the room, near that that giant, massive hole is a gigantic eagle, pre-named.
am I on the floor above where they have climbed up to?
You were actually you were in the constable's chamber as well. The topmost floor being totally sheared off.
Okay. So now we're all on the same level.
Did
Better.
Shaka and I see her transform as we were going down the?
Yes.
Okay,
you know what?
okay.
You might have been a little too far back in the mist to get a good view of exactly what happened. To be totally honest.
Oh yeah,
So,
did
yeah, for you.
Did Cell as well? Because he was, I guess, in front.
No, you did not. You felt like the briefest like swish of wind as a talon attempt to grip you as you were falling into that window, but you did not know. So as far as you guys are concerned, this is a giant goddamn eagle.
Whoa! Nice birdie.
Where's
Nice.
Kane?
And I'll kind of like waddle up to Kharex and kind of hop around him a little bit.
What?
You smashed up in the room. By the way, the rat prince is nowhere to be seen.
What?
You guys followed him up here. You get to the top floor.
Is this a guardian? What is this?
Where is Kane? Did she not make the jump?
I don't know. I thought she was with you.
And then I'll drop the polymorph and transform back into pain. Just you should have seen your face, Kharex. Are you afraid of birds?
I'm
Do you
not
have like
afraid
a bird
of
thing?
No.
Can I make an insight check?
Yes.
I am one with nature. Why would I be afraid of birds?
I'll just kind of give him the raised eyebrow.
The Larry David.
Yeah. As a 23 insight.
23.
Yeah.
Is Kharex afraid of birds?
That's a clip. That's a
I
clip.
will.
right there.
I will let the dice decide. We're gonna do, what is it? Over under.
You want to do a percentile?
Over under. I guess I didn't really define which one. So somebody choose high or low. Just say high or
The
low.
equivalent of call it and nobody
Right.
calls it.
Hi.
Just say above or below, whichever
Got
one
it.
is it. Above was he is afraid of birds.
Yeah.
Above.
Above.
So, here I go on the deception check. and I rolled a 1 for a 14.
Hey.
It's canon now.
So,
It's canon.
yeah,
Kharex
it's
is afraid
canon.
of birds.
Kharex
The
is
rustic
afraid of
king.
big ass birds. Big ass birds.
They're his natural predator.
You have to become what you hate the most.
It's specifically giant eagles.
Yes.
Yes.
They hunted down his whole family. That's
I really like the emergent backstory writing. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to Payne and kind of put my hand on her knee and look up. This has a lot of prank possibilities.
Yep.
Miss Passive 26, you do see the rat prince, by the way. When you guys had first come into the room, he'd used his swarm to push himself into like under a table basically, and he's down there and he's got a crossbow bolt loaded. He's basically got it over his arm and he's just looking and waiting. And as he sees Pain come out of the form of this beast, you see him unload the bolt and begin to slide it onto his back, and he sort of crawls out from under the table.
I'll just plop down and watch him come out. Didn't look very comfortable under there.
Oh man, I didn't think you guys were gonna make it. I saw you guys and you were just like whoa in the air, and I was like, oh my god, and you were like through the glass. Not to keep carrying on like that as this is all happening, oblivious to what we need to be doing there.
Does the bird thing affect your never mind, brain?
So
wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, take a beat and then turn to the rat king or rat prince.
I'll just kind of look backwards at Kharex and Pain, like, come on, she's just excited how awesome we were.
And then I'll just kind of realize that I'm the only one that was caught up in the moment of it all, and kind of try to gather myself a bit.
Adjust the breastplate, fix the hood.
Remember to be professional. Yeah.
So, with you guys have effectively made it through the chase portion of this, let's go ahead and take just a quick 10-minute break right at noon. That works for you guys, right?
Sure.
12:15. We'll be back at, let's say, 12:30. Take a quick 15-minute break. We're going to get some snacks real quick, and we're going to hop into the second portion of the session where we get to have a little conversation with the Rat Prince and see what the hell's going on in this city.
Who says it's going to be a conversation?
Shit.
We start killing.
And when we get back, we'll also make sure to let you know about our sponsor for the week, who is a very special sponsor this week. We're very excited to announce it. So we'll be back in 5:15.
Hello.
Hey,
friends.
everybody. Welcome back. We're fueled up now. I think we're ready to get into the hard-hitting conversation portion of the session. But before we jump back in officially, we do have a quick word from our sponsor for the week. Dan, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, this week's episode is brought to you by Nacho's Funhouse, and they've just given us their tagline, which is "Don't ask, don't tell." So, they paid exclusively in coins, and that's it. That's all I know about them.
God, that tagline is familiar, but I can't.
Yeah, so it was kind of weird how we found the sponsor, or how really they found me. Is that I woke up to a rapping on my window, like a tapping, and I live in a wooded area with a lot of birds, so I figured, okay, bird is lost or something, and I looked out, and it was what I can only describe as an eldritch terror-looking creature, a man with what looked like bird beaks for fingers, and I was obviously stunned, and then I heard something behind me. I turned around. All of a sudden, the creature is inside my bedroom, and he hands me a slip of paper saying, "Nacho's Funhouse, don't ask, don't tell." I look down at it, and then I say, "What is this?" And I look up, and the creature is gone. And ever since then, I've been receiving messages in blood on my mirror saying, "Tell the world, tell the world, tell the world." So,
but don't tell.
I guess
So,
don't
ask. Does
again.
it not apply?
I wish I knew. I really wish I knew. But again, there have just been piles and piles of coins showing up in very, very, and I cannot emphasize this enough, foul-smelling burlap sacks that just say Nacho's Funhouse on them.
I was gonna ask if they were in wheelbarrows, but apparently
No. Just
sacks
the
of groceries.
worst smelling,
Just foul-smelling sacks.
Just the worst smelling sacks. I don't know what they've been used with. It's almost acidic.
Acidic or acidic?
What did I say?
Is this all in the copy? I mean,
No. This is an unfortunately very personal story, and it's been really,
so
ruining my
maybe we
life.
should stick to the copy before we get back into this.
But again, I cannot emphasize this enough. The only copy is "Don't ask, don't tell," and please don't ask.
Okay, all right then.
Well,
thank you, Nacho's
Funhouse.
Funhouse. Yeah.
Thank
For
you, Nacho's
sponsoring.
Funhouse, and of course, Autumn sponsors McDonald's and Starbucks. Thank you,
And Microsoft.
and Microsoft.
Soon to be Nike.
Not
Yeah,
sponsored.
Nike. He's in talks with Nike, but we
sponsored.
can't tell anybody about that yet because the deal isn't there yet.
Keep it high.
So
Speaking of which, there's our other streams if you're at all interested in joining us the other days of the week that we do stream. So Sebastian is Vil Farrell, and he is streaming intermittently. Samurai Shaft, our boy there, he is also streaming intermittently. I am streaming
Intermittently
Monday,
is a nice
Wednesday,
play. Sorry,
Monday,
go ahead.
Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 1900 hours. So join
The
me
rest
over
of us
there.
are terrified of streaming.
yeah, I'm terrified of
And
stream.
so here we
I
are.
can't even cross water.
So
Turning on a
Shall
sink
we
is
play?
tough.
Let's roll some dice, friends, or
Yeah,
talk.
I do like
whatever
I
it
do
is
like
we're about to
that
do.
intermittently is just like a super nice way of saying once. In my case.
Yeah, in my case, it intermittently means bad at commitment.
Oh boy, we
In
have
my
fun.
case, it just means I have nothing else to do. So
Yeah, but you're good at it, so.
What an unbelievably subtle roast.
right?
So anyway, you guys want to play some D&D?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
All right, let's play some D&D. You guys had just made your way to the keep of the Rat Prince, who lives in a dilapidated old police station, what it looks like, in the very top of this tower that is barely hanging on, eroded by time and and weather and abandonment. Sitting at the top of this tower, the six of you now sit around, and he says, well, Tammy wanted you to find me, and I suppose you have a couple of questions for me. So, you're looking for information on people or things or places, or you have something you need to find, or I imagine she sent you here for some kind of reason, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I think I told you my name's Payne, but I'll let everybody else introduce themselves to you however they'd like.
Maybe no names is best. Give me like a maybe give me some sort of like a stage name or a fake name, you know?
Like
I'll give you
the
my real
Rusty
name.
Crow King. At your service.
Let me make a history check for Mr. Rat Prince. You don't see any recognition in his eyes when you speak the name.
I said the Rusty Crow King.
He does the. Oh right, I've heard of them. It's the nice way of saying I haven't, but I do like you. So,
I don't mind giving you my real name. It's Corbin Red.
Okay.
Wait, I thought you said it was Cell.
It's the look on Cell's face right now. Just no expression.
Can't help but feel
Shaka
that's a
face
little
palms.
payback.
What was your name? What was your name, Shaka? I didn't hear you.
She said she face palmed.
She
Oh, she face.
Yeah, I face palmed.
Oh, face palm. Hi. So
Yeah,
as you guys
I
kind of
mean,
go right.
Payne's not my real name. Did you think that I
No.
was?
I mean, really,
telling-
who would be named Payne? It's such a.
It's not a. Yeah,
That's a nickname. Yeah.
it's one I've earned.
Absolute
know.
nickname. Yeah.
Ooh.
She brings the pain.
Make an
On the pain
intimidation
train.
check.
Intimidation. That is a 23.
He goes,
Jesus.
turns to one of the rats, and the rat goes,
Rat shrug.
Okay, well,
Mohawk.
these are all people that you can trust, including me. And the reason Terramir sent us to you is because we need some help. Your help specifically. You are obviously really good at getting around the city. And so maybe you've heard things or seen things that other people wouldn't. Would that be true?
well, yeah, I suppose so. There's a couple of things that I've seen in the last couple of days were a bit strange. I heard there was an attack at the docks. There was a rally, a bootstrapper rally, and I think even Garrett Boulderbreaker was there. I was watching from pretty far away, still like a dwarf to me. And then someone threw some kind of poison. A bunch of people died.
Oh God.
Eyes start shifting.
People
Well-
died.
We'd heard that too. It was really terrible to hear that. But
Make a
specifically,
deception check.
Was Payne there when I threw it?
yeah, I was like in the crowd.
Yeah,
or
she was
Oh,
in the
that's
crowd.
right,
She was
that's
making
right.
con save, as she was
Yeah.
her to make con saves.
Deception. 23.
Yeah, fine.
So here's the deal. You've heard of maybe a guy named Saris?
Saurus.
Saris. That's what I said.
No.
Insight
Son
check?
of Mr. K. Oh,
Go ahead, insight check.
Oh, good thing I'm good at those. 21.
He genuinely doesn't seem to know who Saurus is.
Okay.
Doesn't
Crazy
might
man.
just be the wrong line of questioning.
crazy man, and then I'll describe what Saurus looks like. Son of Mr. K.
Mr. K, I do know Mr. K. I've never seen him myself. I've tried to get into his tower a couple of times. Very, very hard. He keeps a lot of fun stuff in there. I just never quite could get my hands on any of it. The rooms always move around. It's a little tough. I did hear though that there's an architect of sorts who exists. Although, from what I understand, he got pinched a couple of years back for something completely unrelated and ended up in the Iron Claw prison. But if someone wanted to know their way around, I think he'd be the one you want to get in contact with.
This architect, what was his name? Do you know?
I believe he was a gnome, but I don't know his name. Fairly well-to-do fellow from what I remember. I robbed his manor when he first got taken in. Real nice stuff, to be honest with you. Sort of like a famous architect type, but I'm not really up on famous architects of the city. I like the houses though. Usually got a lot of nice stuff in it.
Where's his place? This place you robbed.
This was 2.5 years ago. He was in the Somerset ward. He had a holding not too far from the Lumiere Tower, if I remember correctly. That was tough because you have to remember that the Lumiere sort of, they hold that whole part of the city, and they've got people on rooftops, and they've got scryers, and they've got lookouts, and you have to sort of like be real sneaky about it. Well, it was a good challenge. It was good practice.
Did you get anything out of there?
I came away with a couple of things. I found a little bit of I found some mostly coin, I found some gold, I found some implements, which I'm not quite sure what they are, but they seem pretty cool. And also, I guess that's kind of it. The rest of the stuff I sold. What were you expecting to get from him?
No, I was just curious if you got anything for all your trouble.
I got food.
That's good. This architect though, he said it was 2 years ago, and he got put in the Iron Claw prison.
Make a history check. The rest of you can make history checks if you want to, because you guys have all lived in the city for a while.
Yeah.
Actually, this might just be common knowledge for you guys. A 13 for you?
Yeah.
Okay. You
14.
have not heard of the Iron Claw prison. It hasn't crossed the public lexicon for you. The rest of you, though, I don't necessarily need to make rolls for this, considering the fact you guys have lived in the city most of your lives. Almost all of you have lived in the city for most of your lives. Iron Claw prison is very similar to Alcatraz. This prison is... Actually, let's look on the map.
Oh, it's in the bay.
The island in the bay.
Yep, it absolutely is. In fact, it's right here.
Can I make a history check to see if I would know of this what I would assume is a high profile arrest? Or
Yes.
17.
So, it was a high-profile arrest. As a matter of fact, he was allegedly, or he was convicted of attempting to sell the knowledge of the blueprints to the highest bidder. Was caught up in a sting where the Baron's men had posed as bootlegger. I'm sorry, not bootlegger.
Bootstrappers.
Bootstrapper contacts, and had pinched him And that was enough to put him in prison.
Would I have remembered his name?
As a matter of fact, you would have. His name was Selen. His last name was Tinkertop. Selen Tinkertop. He is this world's version of like who's that super famous architect?
Frank Lloyd Wright.
Frank Lloyd Wright, exactly. Known for very unorthodox methods of building. He was the first to engineer the. He was the first to engineer the idea of the rotating stronghold, which is a series of demi-plane portals that allow the rooms to be shifted around or moved to other locations, so that it's harder for the interiors to be targeted by espionage.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I don't know any of that.
Can I try to make eye contact with Payne to like?
Oh yeah, yeah. Make an insight check to see if you know how to turn on your telekinesis.
For real?
No, you guys.
Well, I would probably kind of glance around at everybody else to see if they know what he's talking about, just to kind of see any recognition in their eyes about it.
Do you guys tell him anything about the? Did you guys tell him anything about the what is it? The red tier and the red tier poisoning, or no?
We haven't yet.
You guys don't tell him anything about it. During the talk about the attack, he's sort of rambling on, and he's like, "Yeah, well, the attack was so strange because the forensics took it back and they took it to the Tinkers Union. And, the alchemist there said it was actually the Sashar's web, which they're supposedly not even supposed to be targeting people within the city, which is very strange. I mean, they've never broken that rule publicly before, but they are assassins, so."
Who are the forensics?
Oh, they're just a portion of the Tinkers Union who work alongside, I think, the Baron's people. I usually try to stay clear of them. I've got a couple of friends though in the Tinkers Union who I've worked with before. I could take you to one of them if you want me to, but that's only if you really care about that kind of stuff.
Well, when you say they shouldn't be targeting anybody in the city, who's the they? Who makes that poison?
Shasar's web, the drow. I don't know if you've ever met any drow before. They're not ash elves, the drow, they're different. They're the ones that worship the bad lady, the spider lady.
Have I met any drow before?
Make a history check. You have met drow, but you might not. I'm sorry, you might have met dark elves, but you might not have necessarily met drow. Drow 17. Is 17. You have not met drow to your knowledge. You've met dark elves, but you know that drow is more of an ideological stance than a race. They're the ones who are allied with Lolth, the Spider Queen of Deception.
Well, it seems like you've been all over town, very busy. Seems like you're very good at what you do. To the extent that you still got people following you, and we were able to find you.
Yeah, I assume you found my scratchings, right?
I don't know how relevant that is. What I'm saying is, it seems like you've got a lot of talents, but some blind spots, and we need help finding this architect. So maybe we team up. We get your back, you got ours.
I'm gonna pick a crumb off of Shaka's clothing, her shoulder or something, and bend down and try to feed one of the rats that's around him.
I suddenly become very intent on getting the rest off of my clothing.
the first crumb that you kind of give to one of the rats, it takes it eagerly, and the rest of them all sort of like turn towards Shaka, and they sort of slowly begin to approach.
This is just like side happening. While
It's like as you're trying to brush them off,
business.
as you're trying to brush all the crumbs off, the rats are like slowly climbing the sides of you and are like now like nesting in your like in your shirt, like picking through and trying to get all the crumbs that they can. Now that they realize,
I just kind of slump resignedly and let them clean the rest of it off.
Let them like prune you like the little fish that prune whales. It's like
The tip of my tail is just twitching like a cat.
I'll use the opportunity to pet them while they're distracted.
Adorable. They're very adorable and they're very well fed. And as you guys are sitting around here too, he pulls from his pack a crust of bread. He's kind of just tossing out the way like a bird lady would toss out a seed to pigeons in the park, just sort of like tossing out to them as you're having this conversation. And he says, "Yeah, I think we could maybe team up. I do need to be paid for my services, otherwise I might get sort of bored or hungry."
Well, we can definitely provide food in terms of payment. I don't know if you noticed, we saved your life, so that might be at least partial payment. We can figure something else out on the back end.
I just hand him 5 gold.
Without even looking at you, Kharex, his hand goes out. He takes it. He hands it to some of the rats, and they all scurry off with it. But he's maintaining eye contact with Cell the whole time, and he's got the look of someone eager to play the game in his eyes. And he says, "Well, I mean, to be fair, you didn't really save my life. You just killed a bunch of people who wanted to hurt me, but they never would have caught me. Now, you've all found me because you're very good. They were not very good, as evidenced by the fact that they no longer are around."
Oh, that reminds me. There were more of them coming after us. Just
his eyes narrow for a second.
By the way.
I just turn and look at Payne. Please, elaborate.
Well, I did a lap around the tower, and I saw more of them that I guess had been chasing us after. They were coming from the north, and they looked like they were kind of lost, like they didn't quite keep up with us. But just so y'all know, there were more.
Well,
tick tock.
You see, he gets a little shifty for a second there, and he says, "Well, no one knows that I live here. I set up the courtyard as my... Oh no. They followed us back." He kind of looks around at the space with all the rats around him, and he's like, "I don't want to have to move again."
We can keep you safe.
Okay. Fine. If you can help me get rid of these people, and you can keep my place safe for my friends, then I'll do it for free. But you have to promise to make sure that my home is safe.
Sure. I didn't even say for free. I just said we'll talk later. Might still be a cut in it for you anyway. Point I'm making is that I've been doing this for a very long time, and eventually you're gonna need friends.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Did you see
Is there... Well, they were coming at us from where the courtyard was, and they...
From the north?
Yeah, from the north. Is there a way for me to get back up to the next, like the top floor, to, or is it just?
It's a bit hazardous. You can. There is some wood that has been. There's a couple chunks of what look like they were initially support beams that have crumpled in right? And are now kind of creating they're up here and they've crumpled down and are now forming a bridge up. But for the most part, all the supporting wood around that has crumpled away. There are a couple of support beams that would lead you to the top. It's a little treacherous were you to try to.
Are there any like crates or boxes that I could stack to stand on and then call Shaka over to scramble up and take a look?
Sure. Yeah, Shaka, it's going to be a little easier for you because you're a little lighter. You don't have quite the same, you have a lower center of gravity.
And a higher perception.
If you'd like to, you can get up there with aid of pain. You're able to get up there. Your passive, with that case, with advantage, would be high enough to get you up there. Your passive acrobatics.
Okay. Shaka, maybe you could take a look.
As you guys head up, the Rat Prince begins to pack things up. He begins to put together his bug out bag, basically, not taking any chances. Give me a perception check at the top for me, please, Shaka.
That's only a 15.
15? Look around. You don't see them in the city. You were expecting torchlights like there were before, but they don't appear to have any sort of means, lit means with which to be tracked by. So
what do you see up there?
Not really seeing much of anything. I was expecting torchlight, but what did you see?
I think I saw torches and people, but I was able to fly and get a bit of a closer. Perhaps maybe they're inside some of the buildings at this point, searching. I don't know. Hey, Rat.
Maybe they gave up.
Maybe
they didn't see us.
Rat Prince, surely you have more than one hideout in the city.
I had more, but I sort of got backed into this one. I've been losing a lot of ground recently. Some other folk have been moving into the space. Some bunch of folks from outside of town. I don't know the name yet, but they're taking a lot of business, and I think they're trying to rally people against the family, which is stupid if you ask me.
I kind of lean down. Do you mean the Glenmeyer family in particular?
Well, no, these appear to hate all the families. I don't know who they are, to be honest with you. They seem organized, though. I steer clear of them. They're a little too organized for me to harm, so I just sort of stay away.
Is the only way in that window that everybody jumped through?
No, you can still get in through the bottom. It's just much more treacherous. I made sure to collapse most of the lower stairwells so that nobody could get up into here.
Trying to think of a way to make it appear, maybe, that this is nothing. Catch my drift, Karis?
Yeah.
Just to kind of throw him off. Maybe we could do a little distraction or something. Make some noise. A little further on. Throw him off the scent. We need to probably head to the bay or wherever. Find this gnome character.
We would have to. We'd have to get further away to do some illusion stuff.
What gnome character?
Centralized.
The architect.
The architect.
That was, I think, only Amelia brained you, right?
The Rat Prince said.
Oh, he was a gnome. Yeah, that's right.
Aloud that he was a gnome.
Everybody, give me a dexterity saving throw.
I wonder why.
Nice.
But we're talking. Why would we need a dexterity savings throw? Damn it.
26.
Wow.
Yikes.
19.
11.
19.
I've rolled a lot of natural ones today. I'm not gonna lie,
Wow.
guys. 3.
Actually, let me
Roll
see.
for the rat boy.
Oh yeah, cool.
Are you gonna roll for all the rats?
Hold on, I'm almost done. 50 more to go. Hold on.
Okay.
5,000 rats.
Oh, natural 1 in there. Okay, hold on.
Oh no, not Bob.
I jump after him.
So, as you all are speaking, there's a from below. Part of the center of the tower begins to fall through into the bottom floor. Both Payne and Amelia are caught. It just happened to be standing in that area of the floor that collapsed in. As you guys fall to the bottom, you're all going to take, and 2 of you are going to take.
You can't bring anybody with you in Misty Step, right?
No. Thunder
Just
Step
that.
and Dimension Door. That's not bad. You both take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as you land on the next floor below as more rocks are falling from above. You guys turn and roll out of the way as you guys are now on the floor below, and the rest of you are on the floor above. As you hear the sound of something slam into the building from the very bottom.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Oh no.
Can I see what it is from here?
You cannot. You can only hear it. As you look out the window of the place that you're at, you can't see anybody. And your vantage point on the very top. Are you still up there, Shaka?
I will
I think
scramble
you
down.
came back down, right?
Yeah, I would have scrambled down.
So yeah, you guys do not see the assailants, unfortunately.
Can I cast suggestion on the walls to convince it to stay solid?
Please?
Yeah, go ahead with CC.
Please?
Oh, it's weird. The walls are immune to charm.
Wisdom 16. That should be just a straight fail. It's a wall.
It's a wall. You can't get out of the way.
Amelia,
Okay,
what?
so- go ahead. Oh, go ahead. You guys keep doing your thing.
Amelia, that doesn't sound good. We either need to get out of here or something.
Yes, we need to leave now. How high up did we fall?
You guys only fell a single floor, so you fell about 20 feet.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Ow.
it wasn't nice.
I'll
What other
cast
ways?
Cure
what
Wounds
other-
on myself.
Okay. What other way did we have out of here?
Well, he said this is the hard way in, and the other way was the window, and then I came in through. So there's at least 3 entrances.
Oof. From my memory of jumping to the building, like what else? What's surrounding the building currently? What else is on the other sides?
There are dilapidated buildings around you guys. A lot of them have fallen, and you remember the bottommost floor of this building is almost just a retaining wall with the tower rising out of the center of it. The other buildings are in a similar state, although most of them are not quite as bad as this one. This one seems to have taken the brunt of whatever decay has befallen this part of the city. They are all about. None of them are as high as the tower. They're all about 1 story to 2 stories. The main level of this building was about 2 stories, and the tower rises an additional 3 stories. You guys are currently on the 4th story. There's the first story of the tower that you guys, or sorry, the 3rd story of the tower that you guys had come in on, and then the top story, the 4th story, is where the rest of you are all meeting. The 5th being completely destroyed and is now effectively the top of the building.
I see a gash in her leg, and I'll cast Cure Wounds. Well,
Thank you.
you get 8 points of healing.
Well, Rat
you.
Prince, looks like we will be able to help you a little bit sooner than expected. And then I'm gonna run down the stairs, or
Okay.
I'll jump through the hole.
Okay, you drop down. Give me an acrobatics check, please. It's a pretty high jump, 20 feet.
Tuck and roll.
22.
You land amongst the debris unharmed. You land, look up. Getting to their feet is Payne and Amelia. You see Payne whisper something and then hand to Amelia as her wounds begin to close. They both look at you. The three of you now are on
who's ever down up. Sorry.
Okay.
I leap down also.
Okay. Acrobatics for me, please. And then Shaka, you want to leap down as well?
Before doing that, I want to look at the rat prints.
Mm-hmm.
I can make you invisible so that they can't see you when you leave. The only problem is, if I lose my concentration, you'll be visible again.
Can I fight?
If you attack, you will lose the invisibility, but I expect it will give you advantage on your first stabby.
Okay.
What's advantage?
I don't know what that means.
An advantage.
Sorry, I should have said an advantage. I missed a word.
Absolutely zero metagaming, guys. It's like a strict policy.
You advantage.
Until now.
Us disadvantage.
Okay, so you guys are now running. The four of you are on the third floor.
Yes.
Shaka and the rat prince are still on the fourth. You see that as soon as he turns invisible, you can still kind of track him because you just follow the flow of rats. They begin immediately going down the stairs. A horde of them passing down through the stairs, so thick it's like a carpet moving across the ground, winding down the staircase that wraps the tower.
As I watch him leaving with the rats, I go, "Psst, maybe have your rats stay a little further away. It's kind of giving things away."
Not a chance.
Can he hear you over the sound of all of the rats?
Okay, guys. So you all are on that next floor down. He's wrapping around. You are following him, correct, Shaka? Or no? You want to jump down through the hole?
I will actually follow him.
Okay.
Just in case.
Everybody, give me another dexterity saving throw.
And the invisibility is on both of us because it targets 2.
Nice.
At 3rd level.
Nice.
And I'm sorry, what was the check?
The check is a dexterity saving throw for everybody.
Yes.
23.
20, not natural.
21.
That's a 10.
24.
Okay, so moving down the staircase. Oh, I got to roll for the rat prince as well. I keep forgetting.
You'll be fine.
Ooh. So
Oh.
down the staircase you guys go, and there's another slam into the side of the building. The whole thing shudders. Mortar is pouring from between the bricks as part of the walls that you guys are passing down through this narrow passageway collapse down on top. You hear a yelp, and something crashes down, and you feel something heavy impact you in the back as you are knocked prone by falling bricks from above. Roll damage for you both.
Oh, we can't see them either.
She has to roll a concentration check.
She does have to roll.
Yes, I do.
I'll let you hold on. Give me a sec because it might be more than. Concentration check is 10. Is only 10. You guys take 12 points of damage.
That is 14.
You're fine. Good damage on that boy. And okay, so you guys continue down the stairs now. With this one round, you guys are able to make it now to the first floor, and you see as you're all down the staircases now, pretty much in a big bunch, and there is just a drop of about 25 feet as you look through into the what appears now to be a courtyard, but was once the second floor of a gorgeously appointed constable's headquarters. The floor has fallen into the center, and weeds grow up through the very bottom now, which is even further down. You see a massive 15-foot tall automaton, its head coming from the center of its chest, stooped over, this big plated back. One hand looks like it is a claw used for dock work. The other hand looks like it is a giant mallet, and it is slamming it into the side of the wall. The whole building shudders again. You guys hold onto either sides of the walls, and about 20 feet down, more bricks and mortar begin to fall and collapse in. You hear something heavy fall from the top floor and impact the floor below it.
As
how
I
far is that
hear
thing
and
from me?
see that, I cast Vigilant Blessing on them.
Okay.
How far?
Let's go ahead and roll
is it?
for initiative, guys.
God.
And I'll go ahead and bring out.
Just wanted to get my fucking spell off.
Never.
Son of a gun.
Roll high.
Yeah, it's so high.
Yeah, that's duh.
Sure, yeah, whatever.
Suchin's D&D advice.
Just roll high.
Roll high.
We're gonna do
If
a new segment called Sush's D&D Advice.
This is like 2 seconds. Roll high.
Pay me.
If you want to be good at any game, just don't fuck up.
So for the purposes of this, because I don't have a perfect map for this, we'll use the stockyard we had used before. So go ahead and bring you guys over here. You guys,
that was perfect.
I feel like we've been here before.
Let me bring you guys.
You see one stockyard.
Now it is us who are above.
Yeah. So you guys are 25 feet up, and let me just sort of.
Bet your sweet ass I'm gonna Jack Sparrow that again.
What did I do with my?
You know, you never think about what happens to the crate that
crate?
collapses
The
to
one
the
that
ground.
gets smashed.
Yeah, sure, it gets smashed, but then
Yeah.
it's like, you know, that was someone's thing.
Right. It was probably meant for somebody, right? It was meant to go somewhere. It was probably somebody's food for the winter or something.
Right. That would probably be the worst thing that I've done to anybody in this campaign, so.
It
Well,
seems that way.
What's
For
up?
sure. And there's no way to prove otherwise.
right, I guess, except for the couple of witnesses.
Except for the witnesses who you have now befriended.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's
So-
sus.
He,
Let's
used to-
do
he
this.
doesn't refer to us as friends. He just refers to us as the witnesses.
Witnesses. Hi, I'm Skell, and these are the witnesses to my heinous crimes.
These are the loose ends.
That's our
It's the name of
band
our boy band.
Yeah.
So I love selling the loose ends, but I like their older work better. Their first
When they were
album,
selling the
Killing-
witnesses.
Yeah, it's selling the witnesses. Their first album, Killing Unarmed Old Men, definitely their best. So, let me get in. Let me drag
Wait, I
in.
thought their first album was Hiding Inside of a Box. Wasn't I thought that was, or was that just an EP?
That was
That's
the
an EP, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Honestly, it would be sick if a punk band was called like The Witnesses and their first album was Kill the Witness. That would be sick.
And it was their last album.
Yeah, right. They did it.
What did I do here? Hold on, I fucked up my own encounter. See, me have big dumb.
Yeah.
So what kind of music does Sell and the Loose Ends play? Dan?
It's truly discordant jazz, but it slaps.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it kind of funky? Like
oh, it's like, yeah, it's like kind of like jazzy funk, like a lot of like snare on the drums, like sick
A lot
upright
of
bass.
doo-ba-dee-da.
Yeah.
Oh my god, guys.
Like you know that they all
Whoever's
have
watching the stream right now is like, what?
you know that they all have
Guys still
doctorates
playing?
in music, and that's the only reason that you think that it's good. Like anybody who doesn't know that would listen to them and be like, "This is trash," and these people don't know how to play. And you're like, "But they have degrees."
So they're doing this on purpose.
So it seems like I don't know what I'm talking about.
Maybe I just don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah. That's why they have a fan base. It's I feel like I'm describing prog rock. Their top hit is 3 kobolds in a trench coat. That's very funny. It's our take on Take the A Train or something.
Everyone, please forgive me, as I am sort of trying to...
Making those tokens way too big.
Yeah, my mistake.
That's not 15 feet.
Yeah, it's massive.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Ever since the creature that I can only refer to as Nacho has been showing up, my sense of space is all whack. You know, like sometimes I'll look at myself in the mirror and my eyes will be massive and then shrink instantly.
I woke up and I had gills, and the next day they were gone?
Yeah, I don't know. So I feel you, buddy. Is all I'm getting at.
Also, another great band name, the creature known as Nacho.
Totally.
That's gonna be my new cat's name.
Nacho.
The creature known as Nacho?
Yes.
Anyway, let's get some initiatives, please. Initiatives. First up is Pain. What do you got?
19.
Next up is Amelia. What do you have?
27.
Is that it? Cell, what do you have?
Not to one up Pain, but 20.
But to exactly one of
Literally one up. Karis.
17.
And Shaka.
11.
That's okay. You had boulders on your head a turn ago.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. In the
Concrete to
order
the back of the
narrative.
noggin will do that to a girl.
Vaguely concussed.
Poor boy.
They.
I'm just waiting for the opportune moment to strike.
No, I genuinely thought you were going to say waiting for the opportune moment to reveal my gender identity.
It's like a gender reveal party.
That's what this entire campaign
explosion.
is.
I'm a boy.
This entire campaign is one build up to a
Sets the
gender
city on
reveal.
fire.
We're all dead.
This is all Saurus just trying to tell Mr. K that he's going to be a grandfather. Look, the Glenmire are weird, okay?
I mean, if you had that amount of power and money, you
Right.
gotta find
You
somewhere
would-
to fill your days.
You would totally burn down half the city to do a pregnancy reveal.
Why only half? Why stop there?
They are the Lannisters of.
The Lannisters meet the Kardashians.
Right.
Yeah.
The Landashians.
It's like, Dad,
The
I'm
reigns of Marn.
pregnant, and you're the father.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit the eject button on that.
Yeah. And
I'm
out.
Go.
I'm out.
Good stuff.
So we're gonna just talk to this thing, right?
yeah. Let's talk our way out of it.
Those words.
That always went well for Pain.
Always.
Definitely,
Never
and then I
had
draw my
any
rapier.
issues.
Oh, darkness, my old friend.
I've come to die in you again.
That's totally not weird.
So, Amelia, you are Amelia, you are up first with a mighty 27. You see, as you guys come down the stairs, the giant construct in front of you appears to be a Warforged Titan that has been retrofitted for dock work. As it is rearing back with that mallet, ready to smash into the side of the building again. What are you doing?
What are these smaller creatures around that I can see?
You see 2 minotaurs, both dressed in breastplates wielding one's wielding an axe, the other is wielding a rifle of sorts with an axe on his back.
And the third one?
The one in the back appears to be someone. They're wearing a heavy breastplate made of some kind of silvery kind of material, and then on their back is a canister attached to 2 gauntlets that glow lightly.
Where am I? I will cast. I'll use my action to cast haste first.
On whom?
Me.
I'm kidding.
Selfish.
Selfish.
Elfish.
How high up are we from the Warforged Titan?
You are 20 feet up, 25 feet up.
How tall is
right?
the Warforged Titan? Or are we 25 feet above that?
I'm sorry. You are right about head level with it.
Okay.
It's smashing on the sides of the wall.
So I'm gonna hop on top of it and bounce off of it.
Okay.
And it's another 15 feet down. Yeah.
Yep. Give me an acrobatics check as you jump off this giant thing. It's like smashing into the wall, and as you jump on top of it, it's like turning to try to look at you as you're leaping over, turning its body slightly.
21.
Yeah. Bink. And then just hit the ground.
And I'll go for this guy.
Awesome. I really should have made the tokens for these guys. I was like, I'm kind of running out of time. I'll just use the generic tokens. I should have made the giant Warforged Titan token. That would have been really cool.
Okay, so she's gonna hop off the Titan, tuck and roll, and then do a slash or a poke at this guy with a booming blade.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Is 14.
He will no, it does not hit.
Yep.
It bounces off a ward in front of him that projects outward from him. You can see there's a slight shimmering to the air around him as he just kind of turns his head as you get up to him.
Okay.
He is bald. He is bald. He does not appear to have ears, and his skin is like a bluish gray color with no pupils in his eyes. He's very
like
strange. You haven't seen this kind of creature before.
5, 10, 15, 20, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 70. And I will cast, or I'll use Hound of Ill Omen and summon it after this guy.
Okay.
That's on action?
It's a bonus action.
Oh, sick.
Damn. All right. Let's get that dire wolf back out. So, it's on this guy, right?
No, this guy down here.
Oh, you want to down on him?
Yep.
Okay. He's the one with the axe.
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Next up is that your turn, sir?
Yes. Wait, let me roll for the hound. The initiative.
This might bleed. This is gonna probably be the rest of the session. It's gonna be this combat.
Oops.
Yeah.
That's a 16 on initiative for the
Okay.
hound.
And you're gonna be tracking all the stats and everything, right?
Correcto.
All right. Cool. So I got him in there.
Thank you.
By the way, this is the exit. The stairs kind of run up like that. That makes sense to you guys, okay?
So it curves around and down. It's like a wide spiral.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. And then this would have been the bottom floor, but it's completely. This is nothing but rubble and destroyed, and this has broken off as well. Okay.
So is
Looks
there
like
a
it would have
wall
gone down
there?
to the basement.
Is there a wall there?
There is wall here.
Okay, so we're behind a wall. I see.
Yes,
Okay.
and then this is
There's an opening there.
There's the opening. Correct, sir. So, next up is this guy. As he goes. 5, 10, 15. He's going to drop down. And then he will dash. 5, 10, 15. There. Oh, he has to, yeah, here. Okay. Next up is going to be Cell.
Cool. I'm going to.
By the way, that character is the Rat Prince token.
Okay.
Jump 5, 10. Jump down. Do you want me to roll for acrobatics for that? 23.
Yeah, totally fine. And I don't know if you did this or not, Amelia, but did you factor in the drop to your movement speed?
Yes. Because
cool.
I have 70 movement speed.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because it's a measure of amount of time you're using to move on your turn. So it does still cost movement when you fall, when you drop from somewhere.
Huh. Okay.
You do it half movement, honestly, because
You're falling.
Because you're falling. You're like falling.
Yeah, so you move fast.
Oh, so it
we,
costs
we
half.
actually did all the math on that at one point, so I remember going through.
So
all of it.
it's 10 feet of movement it costs to fall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Half rounded down.
Right. Okay.
Or
So
12,
5, 10, 15, 25, 30, and then I'll take a swipe at him.
Okay. You get close to him, and he's just massive. His shoulders just a wall of muscle. He's got this giant axe in his hands. He's got what looks like a bandolier slung across his chest, and he's wearing just simple leathers. But then there's a breastplate over his chest that looks well made. As you pull the sword out and swipe, go ahead and give me your roll.
21.
It's gonna hit for sure.
Oh, I rolled the wrong one. It is bad. 28.
Wow, nicely done. As you just stick it right up into his collarbone and straight through. As it pierces you, pull it back. There's a guttural scream from the Minotaur.
If I'm right here, can I hide underneath the wagon?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Okay. Ooh, 28.
28. Damn. So here's how this is. You get under there. He knows you're under there somewhere, but he can't place you accurately. He'll have disadvantage on his rolls because you are hidden if he doesn't try to seek you out. So next up is Pain. Unless you want to do something else with your turn there, Sal.
Let me just make sure. Can't do anything. I don't think.
And you can move yourself one square over if you'd like to.
That's all good.
If you're under the cart.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, that's it.
Okay.
I use
Pain,
my
you're
bonus
up
action
next.
for hide.
Okay, perfect. Pain, you're up next, and then Kharex, you're going to be on deck.
Pain will her eyes will glow, and she'll trace a sigil in the air and say, I think you'd better run. And I will cast command on all 4 of those creatures, and they need to make a, I think it's wisdom save.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did this, guys. You ever notice how, like, sometimes with a Wacom pen, when you're like scrolling on the bar, the window, like, the thing will pop up, and it'll be like, go back, refresh page, something. Well, I hit the refresh page by accident, and I lost all of our fucking initiatives.
Okay.
So I'm sorry. We just have to do that one more time. Amelia, yours was 27. Cell, yours was 20. Pain, yours was 19. Kharex, yours was 17?
17.
14.
Yeah.
17.
17.
And Shaka, yours was 11?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
And the pupper was 16.
Thank you. Pupper was 16. I'll just use the mouse from here on out because I can't be trusted with the pen. Oh, what was it? The hound?
16.
16. Okay, thank you. And this Mr. Rat Boy over here was 23. Okay. I don't remember any of the enemy initiatives, so I'll just put it below where we were before. Sorry, guys. I don't know how I did that.
It's all good.
So you cast command on all 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Essentially, I wanted them to flee, so they would spend their turn moving away from me by the fastest possible.
Okay. So let me get 3 rolls.
Should be 4, because I cast it on all.
Yes, but unfortunately, actually, no. You see a gauntlet goes up and pulls down, and the spell fizzles away. Make sure to mark that off on that fella.
They beat my 4th level spell.
Was it at 4th?
Yeah.
So I'll roll it. I'll roll for it. Rolls a 16. I'm sorry, not a 16. He rolls a fucking 21, I think. Yes, he does beat your 4th level spell.
Got it. Bonus action, I'll create a new...
Oh, your mic went out. You create a new what?
Oh, sorry.
There you go. It's back.
First level, I'll create a new 1st level spell slot for myself using this.
From the sorcerer. Okay,
Yeah.
You got it.
And I am gonna... Is there any form of cover where we are that I could, like, crouch down, or...
Where
is there
you
a limp?
currently are? You can crouch around one of the corners. There's a lot of space occupied in here right now. You guys are kind of at the bottom of the stairs. It's going to be a little tight because this kind of goes around like that. It's like a bit of a wall, and then this opens up into what would have been a room, but it's all destroyed and filled with debris. You can try to crouch around here if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna try to get maybe here, like, squeeze around them.
Pretty tight, but you can, so 10, 20, 30, yeah, you can just get back there as you, excuse me, pardon me, as you pass through
Hi, Payne.
The other characters.
I tried something, it didn't work. I need just a second, and I'll, like, take a knee, kind of try to reassess my approach.
You got it. Okay.
It did, oh, yeah.
Do you mind if I take
Dispel
a look?
magic.
Maybe I can take a look.
Kharex,
Not dispel, counter spell.
you're up next.
So I'm going to take a look.
You look out there, you see a
God.
massive metal monster directly in front of you, smashing the side of the building. You also see further down in, you see somebody who's got some kind of metal breastplate with a thing on his back and 2 gauntlets that are glowing.
I reach into my pocket, take out a dab of molasses, and I fling it just as I say, I think you all should slow down. And you see it slow in mid-flight as my spell, slow, takes effect in a 40-foot cube encompassing the 3 on the left-hand side of the map.
Okay. It's also going to hit the dog.
I can choose the targets.
You choose?
Yes.
Roger that. I'm going to get some rolls from these guys.
So you're choosing the dog too, right?
Yeah, of course.
I thought so.
Why wouldn't I?
I can choose whether or not to hit the dog, so I'm going to hit the dog 3 times.
Because that thing's horrifying.
It is terrifying, as it just bursts up from the shadows of the ground like a slick oil come to life, and then forms into this beast. And there's just like tendrils of darkness that are dissipating off the back of it. It ain't nice.
Remind me not to piss Amelia off.
It's a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, it's wisdom 17.
Motherfucker. You fucking dickhead. And this guy's gonna fail for sure.
Sounds like he's succeeding.
That's weird. Okay. And let me read this one's stat block because the battle's going to slow down a little bit here because I'm using a bunch of things I've never used before. The effect is just slowed, correct?
Yeah, so it's -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws. Can't use reactions on its turn. It can use either an action or a bonus action, but not both. Regardless of the creature's abilities or magic items, it can't make more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn.
Ooh.
If the creature attempts to cast a spell with a casting time of 1 action, roll a d20. On an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn, and the creature must use its action on that turn to complete the spell. If it can't, the spell is wasted. The creature affected by the spell makes another wisdom saving throw at the end of each of its turn. On a successful save, the effect ends for it.
Amazing. Okay. I will try to keep most of that in mind. If you hear me slip up, just remind me, okay?
I'll do my best to even remember all of that.
I know,
it's
it's
a
a
shit
lot.
ton of stuff.
So,
Out of his
This is what I was born
transition
for.
from the synaptic static last week.
Yeah.
Woo! Boy, there's a lot going on. Let me see. Where's this little icon for...
I'm going to put a little net on them to indicate that they are tied up. Okay, so the little purple net signifies the ones who got affected. Strangely enough, the dumbass over here with the battle axe, fine. He just spill it. Turns back to the like looking for Cell.
I just like to imagine him grunting and then looking up.
Dick. Goes back to his business.
Hey, fuck you.
Is that your turn, Garrett?
No, as a bonus action, I call out to Malia and I say...
It's Amelia.
He's been
Amelia,
drunk.
Malia.
Are you drunk?
I didn't know.
It's Saturday.
Do that on purpose.
You might need a little help. I'm sure that you have this, though. And that's Bardic Inspiration. That's 1d8.
What's the
Then-
range on that?
60 feet.
60
I just
feet?
checked it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And
Cool.
yours can be added to ability check, attack roll, savings roll, damage, or healing.
Roll for
Damage,
savings.
Wait, did you say
and then, yeah, damage or healing.
Ooh.
And I'm going to move back around to over here. Hi again, Payne. I think I might have helped. I think it did something good.
This is the last time I gave you spellcasters cover. Next up is...
Sorry, did you see what's out there?
It's crazy out there, okay?
Have you seen my hit point max?
Next up is the Hound of Ill Omen.
Yes, sir. I take a bite at the Minotaur. Ooh,
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
no. 20, not natural.
That's gonna hit.
Beep.
So you did 28 damage to that Minotaur last turn, right?
Let me double check.
I think it was.
Oh, it doesn't go back that far. That sounds right. Yeah, I did, because it was a 19 and a 9. God, that's trash rolling.
It does 11 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm. And what are the
And-
other additional effects?
The target must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, he rolls a natural 16 with his modifier. It's pretty high.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Hound opens its maw unnaturally wide and just clamps down on this giant thigh and starts tearing at it. As he's just now he turns around and sees this thing for the first time. It's attacking him from behind, and it is horrific. It's got these glowing red eyes. Is that its turn?
Yep.
Okay. That brings us to the guy in the back with the canister on his back. He is going to...
Action or bonus action?
He can use his action. and he is going to. I think this is how this works. I don't use spellcasters a lot, but what spell level was slow? Third. He's going to use a 3rd level dispel magic, so he won't have to roll for this. So I believe he dispels the effect. So he's going to point up. But
how long does it take
to cast it? It only takes an action, but he needs to roll to see if he casts it this turn or next turn.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is there anything added to his D20 roll, or it's just a D20 roll?
It's D20. It's a D20 11 or higher.
Oh, sorry. So 12. He rolls a 12. Of course he does. So hand goes out, the gauntlet flares, and then immediately the Titan that was like rearing back and slowed down, and its fist was slowly traveling forward. You see the spellcaster turning frantically, though his movements are all slowed, and then his hand goes out and it immediately returns back to normal. Woof. That would have been bad.
No.
On 11 or higher, it fails.
On 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect, so it's not until
there you
next
go.
round.
Okay, so it's the next round. Got it. I thought it was reversed. Yeah. My mistake.
Although weirdly, he still rolls a wisdom check to see if he's still affected by the spell, but it's the end of his turn regardless.
At the end of his turn.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Got it. So we'll roll for the D. We don't have to roll for it. It's going to happen automatically next turns, but we will roll to see if he succeeds.
If he succeeds to end it and then wastes the spell slot regardless. I mean, it's going to spend a spell slot, so...
Actually, it's good that he did that because he only rolled a 14. So.
Sure.
You're like, yeah, sure, it's great that he did that. So that is that idiot's turn. This guy was
trying his best.
Was going to go for Cell, but now turns to the Hound, and is the horrified look in his face as he sees this creature. He's like, and starts swinging this gigantic great axe.
Just want to confirm, by the way, that the Rat Prince is back in your initiative order, right?
Yes, he is.
Cool.
He is back in the initiative order, but
I know he's at the top.
Towards the top of the round.
Yeah, no worries.
So this, you see, frantically starts taking swings with this axe. So he's going to attack recklessly. 21
hits.
Okay, and he only gets. No, he's not slowed. Okay. Give me something better than that, Jesus. 15 points of slashing damage. As slams the thing straight down as it passes straight through the Hound. It slashes into the ground, and the Hound's darkness like reforms together around it. But a significant chunk of it splashes on the ground.
Seems pretty rough. Anyway.
Snarls at you.
Next up is this one. And with melee attackers, they don't have any specific limitations on their attacks. They just only get one, right? They don't have to like roll d20 or anything.
Yeah, if they have multi-attack, they only get one attack.
Correct. So he's going to attempt to move into position. 5.
His speed
is
half
half speed, right?
Yeah.
10, 15. Can he see into here? Yes, but he can't see anybody. And you're not hiding, are you, Amelia?
I am not. No.
So
okay. You have half cover right now with that building.
Gotcha.
Or with that crate.
Half cover is +2, yeah?
Yeah, +2.
Okay.
What's up? You look like you're...
Yeah, I was just wondering for like he moved into the square of influence, right?
He's already influenced by it, isn't he?
No.
Oh, yeah, this guy. Oh, my mistake. I thought this guy was slowed. He's not.
No, but he also moved into that sphere of influence. Does that mean that he has to
make is it a constant effect?
No.
Does it actually stay on the area? Or it just only affects them in that cube and then disappears?
It says up to a minute.
But I think that's on the
concentrate. Yeah, that's how long the spell lasts.
That's how long the spell lasts, but not. I think it happens as area of effect immediately, and then the area is no longer being under the influence.
Yeah, because then they would say they would have to roll a saving throw anytime they started their turn or entered is the language that's used normally.
Okay, haven't used.
So in
it
that
before,
case,
just making sure.
Yeah, no worries. It's a fucking great play. It's working out great.
Yeah, it's excellent. He's going to move next to him.
I think anyway.
I mean, this Minotaur dwarfs this creature, whatever this creature is, as he turns to him, and then he loads this oversized rifle. It looks like the thing fires fucking cannonballs. And he turns, holds it to his shoulder, and then over top of this guy's head, fires towards the crates. No fucking way. Natural 20.
Fuck.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
Technically, there was a 5% chance he would get that, so...
32 points of bludgeoning damage as massive buckshot spheres tear through in all directions around you, just turning the crate you're hiding behind into splinters in a shower of wood as you feel like numbness in your back as shock already starts to set in, these impacts that hit you. You turn and look, and there's just smoke and splinters, and this guy holding this massive shotgun in his hands.
Uncanny dodge to have that.
So you hear the gun go off, and you drop and turn and spin as they just all over your shoulders, all through. A couple of them pierce through your arms, through your shoulders, one through your leg, and then impact on the wall behind you with like actual bursts of fire, impacting so hard into the wall.
Ouch.
That is his turn. Next up is this fella. Excuse me, cat. So, it's going to continue its onslaught, although slowed. Pulls back and slams into the building. I need everybody in the building to make dexterity saving throws. And he will do. He's going to do 31 points of bludgeoning damage to the structure itself. What were your dexterity saving throws, Shaka, Kharex, and Pain?
13.
22.
22, 13, and 5. 2, 13, 5. 13 and the 5 are failures. You're going to take half of that damage. So you're going to take, I said 32, right? So you're going to take 16 points of bludgeoning damage from the interior of this building collapsing down on top of you guys.
18 on my concentration save.
Great.
Oh shit, I gotta make one of those too.
Oh, I'm sorry, you take half damage, Shaka. I'm sure you already figured that out. Because Shaka, you got a what? You succeeded, right?
No, I got a 13.
Oh, so I'm sorry, Kharex, you take half damage from that.
Half
so you
damage?
so you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And then that is his turn.
Are we still up on that high
still up
level
there.
though?
You're still up there on the high level. Yeah, you still have cover. This is just the interior, basically. The floor above you is collapsing on top of your head. Shaka, you are up.
Is that slow concentration, by the way?
Yeah,
It is.
Okay.
But the DC is only
made
10. I assume you made it.
I made a 16 on that one.
And that giant machine definitely does not make that save. He may be slowed for the rest of this battle, honestly. Shaka, you stand up off the ground, you pull a brick off your back and throw it down. What are you doing?
Is it just a brick that's sitting in the middle of the air?
Yeah, it's like floating on your back.
Looking down and like, what is?
Yeah, actually, as you stand up, there's like a dust outline of a kobold for a second there, as the dust slowly begins to be absorbed by the considered worn and disappear onto her figure. But for a second, it's like a Invisible Man.
Yeah.
Where it's just like stand up and there's a figure and then it slowly dissipates away.
I'm going to shake myself off
There
like
you
a
are.
wet dog.
Are you alright?
Not so much. Then I would like to...
Rage? Barbarian.
Shit. If I got
It's
down...
a bard named Barry.
It's not really anywhere nearby for me to hide.
You know what, guys? Let's wrap it up. We're done for the day. Sorry, was that Shaka?
Actually, I would like to scramble down and run under the wagon that Cell is standing on.
Okay, let's see if you can make it. That's a lot of movement for a little guy like you, a little gal like you.
Unknown gender, they.
Right.
So it's 20 to get down because you're 5, 10, and then drop is 10 feet. We
Oh.
discussed. So it's 20 feet. You can dash to get there, but that's a lot of space to cover.
Shit. All right. I guess we'll just. I'm making for the wagon.
Okay.
You're right. 20 feet. I'm not gonna quite make it there. I don't think. And I would like to cast Dissonant Whispers at the caster.
Great. What is the
And
save?
doing it at 3rd level, it is a Wisdom 17 save.
Okay. Does save. They don't have any disadvantage on saves or anything when they're slowed, right?
Yeah, they do.
They're at minus 2.
Yeah.
Still saves. Roll in that case has a 18.
So he takes 7 psychic damage.
Okay.
That was a shitty roll. That was a lot of ones.
Oh.
Sometimes it be
Ew.
like that.
Yep. Welcome
wait.
to D&D.
Shit. My mistake.
So I just kind of crouch down in my spot, and in my hands, I just start whispering at the creature.
Okay. You drop down. And as it travels across the battlefield, it gets louder and louder and louder. By the time it pierces into that creature's head, you see, so he throws his hand down and there's a shimmer and like a dissipation in front of him that blocks most of the spell effect, but some still gets through. You can see it's shaking him. That is your turn. We're going to go back to the top of the round now. Amelia, you're hurting a little bit. You stand up on the ground. The box in front of you has been turned to splinters. What are you doing?
I'm gonna run over. Oop, that's not here. That's 15 feet, and gonna cast Green Flame Blade on dude with the gauntlets.
Okay, go ahead. He can't take his reaction.
Ooh, natural 20.
Damn. All right, start rolling damage. He has no reaction. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right. Whew.
That
Brutal.
what's that? 10 plus 15 piercing, and Green Flame Blade does 2d8. That was 17 fire. Wait, no, I gotta roll twice. So. That's an additional 10, so that's 27 fire on the dude with the gauntlets, and then it leaps onto the second guy for oof. Oof. That's also 27 damage.
Damn. He's not burning?
I don't think it applies with burning, no.
Okay.
Yeah, it just it does fire damage.
Okay.
Yep. And then she gonna run over here.
She gonna run.
25 feet.
You see it's still moving the spell from last turn out, and this out of the darkness a form appears and just like slashes straight up through him. His body's still contorting as he's taking the damage, and then there's a explosion of flame that leaps onto the guy next to him. So now you're ready for the hound.
If he takes damage, does that affect his spell casting? Is there some roll that has to happen?
It'll specify.
If the creature attempts to cast a spell with a cast stamina on it.
Doesn't say anything about him needing to concentrate.
No. Yeah. The spell doesn't take effect until the creature next turn, and the creature must use its action to complete the spell. If it can't, then the spell is wasted. So there's nothing hindering him from finishing the spell.
Yeah, there's nothing saying that it's not like he's concentrating on it. It's just he's really slowed down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Just okay.
Haven't you done enough with the spell, man?
I just want to make sure that
turn, aren't you?
just playing my character, man.
I think his pants fall down too.
I
rolled a 26 to hit on the Minotaur.
Yeah, you're gonna hit.
So that's 8 plus 9. That's 17 piercing on this guy.
Again, from the darkness, sword rises up through the back. So you're like under the cart, and you just see a splash of blood out in front.
20. So I'll use my remaining movement to get back there, and bonus action hide behind these crates.
You got it. And that was a very effective round. So.
Do I roll for stealth?
Yeah, roll for stealth.
31.
31. God damn. You cease to exist on this plane. You hide in the astral plane. Okay. So, next up, you guys see barrel shift and then invisibly drop as the Rat Prince is sitting there with his little crossbow, and he fires a shot. He's going to hit this guy who's closest to him. And that's going to be sneak attack.
Oh, I forgot to use my bardic inspiration.
For additional damage.
Would that be doubled as well if I used it there?
Probably, yeah.
Your bardic inspiration? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a dice.
No,
it's applied after
attack-related dice. It's.
Well, Autumn was saying that
you
this
can
one,
use it for an attack.
but for damage.
Somebody Google that
one?
shit.
Yeah. It's what's it? It's called bardic, or it's called magical inspiration. If a creature has bardic inspiration, die from you and cast, or cast a spell that restores hit points or deals damage. The creature can roll the die and choose a target affected by the spell. The number rolled as bonus to the hit points regained as damage dealt, or the damage dealt.
Can somebody Google if it works on a crit though? While I kill this Minotaur. So he's sitting there and he fires one bolt. And as your sword is passing up through the back of this Minotaur and basically slicing it in half, a final bolt just catches it in the throat and it just falls to the ground flat on its face in front of the hound. The Minotaur is down. Next up is going to be Cell. You see a spray of red on the ground. You're muted, by the way. A spray of red on the ground. And then a body slump hit the ground hard, the clatter of a great axe.
Yeah, I'll be here, And I'll just
And as a note, to have been under the cart, you would have had to have been prone. To be underneath the cart. So standing up would be half movement.
Okay.
So I can't find any like nothing from wizards on it or anything. But people are saying it's like a rogue sneak attack die. So
I don't know about that. I really, if there's no like sage advice on it or anything, or errata.
I think it might be too new because it was.
Yeah, it's
part
the
of,
optional class feature.
Tasha's thing, right?
Yeah.
So, but other people are ruling it as similar to a.
The wording's a little confusing though.
Fuck
The
it.
creature
I'll
can
allow it.
roll
Roll it
that
again
die
if you
and
want.
choose
Oh well, you
the
didn't
target.
use it.
No, I
But
didn't.
yeah, I guess you would have. Next crit, use it.
Next crit. Next
Yeah.
round.
Right. It also works at like a smite too from paladins, right? Like you can choose to use.
You can choose
when-
to use it.
Yeah.
Stell, what are you doing?
Well, I got 15 movement, so 5.
Excuse me.
That. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's down.
5,
He's down.
Oh, that means the hound disappears as well.
10, 15. I guess I'll dash, strike. I can dash, strike, then use the rest of my movement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dash strike. What is dash strike?
Or dash as a bonus action.
Oh yeah. As your cutting action, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I thought you had a special ability called dash strike, and I was like, that sounds really cool. I want to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let me try to hit. Oh my god. That's a natural 20.
Hey.
Is that good?
All right.
So many d6s.
Yeah, right. It's 12 of them.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
19.
Why are you doing this to all my
plus
enemies?
19 plus 18.
38 plus
30,
18.
40. 59. 59.
So you stand up and immediately just tuck down, run, pull the veteran's cane from its sheath, and then as you kind of slide across the wet cobblestone and ram your sword straight through, you ram it directly through the knee. You can hear the sound as you push through the sound of things decompressing and venting steam. And there's a spray now of steam and brackish liquid out of either side of the knee as the whole thing begins to shudder. And rears back again to punch the wall.
I'm gonna use my foot to kind of like push the sword back out and then book it the other direction.
Probably smart.
So that was I have 25 feet of movement. 5, 10, 15. Oh, 20, 25.
Nobody can, like, getting hit by this party is, you're just like, like every time you turn around, you're getting hit from another direction.
I'm a little bit sad we don't play with facing rules.
Nice.
You
But
get to
that would
use your
just be
reaction.
permanent advantage on everybody.
Permanent advantage. Is that your turn, Cell, as you sprint away into the darkness? So, pull out, you place a foot on it and kick off, and it's gone across the battlefield. Pain, you're up next. You stand up on the ground, bunch of bits of debris and boulder and concrete dust in your hair.
All right, first question is, you described being able to see the outline of Shaka in the dust. So would I be able to know exactly where she is because of that?
I am visible now because I attacked.
Oh, you were?
She
Okay.
dropped down. She dropped down. You saw her
Oh, I'm
run out
sorry.
the door.
I missed that. Okay, great. Well, then that makes my job easier. So, I'm gonna think back to the frontier and the time that we fought these crazy, gigantic, lizardy-looking things.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look at Kharex and peek my head over and look for Shaka, and I'm going to twin polymorph both of them into T-Rexes.
Hey.
I'm just gonna go. Have fun with this, guys.
Who are you polymorphing?
Shaka and Kharex.
You need to be able to see
inside
them, right?
I'm inside the building.
You need to be able to see them, right? You cannot see Shaka. Shaka is 25 feet down.
And
like,
invisible.
And invisible. Oh no, she's
Well, no,
visible.
she's not
not
invisible anymore. We just
But she's over here tucked in the corner. You cannot quite see her. You need to get in a position.
All right. Well, then I will get somewhere where I can see both of them, such as here, at the edge.
Okay. And Kharex is let me see. There's probably a T-Rex token I can grab real quick. I mean, we might as well if we're doing it, right?
Can it have horns and jewelry on it as well?
Right?
Absolutely. Each of them sort of
Like
has the.
like mane going down the back of it, just black fur,
Yes.
and a little
Yeah.
tiny itty bitty goatee with a little gold, like rusty crow skull on it.
I imagine I'm about a third of the size of Kharex' T-Rex.
Oh, she's the little one. But she packs the same punch.
Absolutely.
Damn, you're telling me I don't have.
I'm all burgundy with copper speckles.
But here's the real crime. You can't use your arms to eat your bear claws
Right.
now.
That's okay.
We have to go back.
I can
Tastes a bit like beef pie.
I was kind of hoping that Shaka still had her invisibility, so that'd be this giant invisible
Invisible
T-Rex,
T-Rex.
at least for one
That would
round
be pretty-
until she gets hit. That'd be amazing.
But alas, I cast a spell last turn.
And then just the invisibility drops, and it's like.
That would be actually fucking amazing. So here's what I'm gonna do for you, Shaka, so
Next
that you can. I'm still learning Foundry, obviously, but I want to. I'm gonna actually put it into Foundry, so that you can use it. And it shouldn't take too long. Shouldn't take too long.
It looks like I can actually just use D&D Beyond for rolling, so you don't have to worry about importing anything.
Worry about recording anything.
Did I say recording? Importing?
Oh, importing.
You don't have to.
Don't sweat it. I have an auto import. Girl, don't even worry about it.
Girl, I got you.
It's just gonna take a
As you're doing that, I'll use my remaining 10 feet to jump building that little point. I'm gonna jump off the ship, especially since a huge creature might cause it to fall. So I
This is
suppose that would
thrilling, right?
put me.
This
Try to
import
go
break brought to you by
This way.
Like I said, I
Nacho's
can roll it
Farmhouse.
directly in D&D Beyond, just like my character sheet. So
No, we're gonna do this.
Jesus Christ.
I'm already. I've done so
I am
much.
invested.
I'm so invested right now, guys. What's the size, though? If you could read that off to me. Is it huge?
Huge.
yes.
Okay.
Oh God. The cart goes flying.
I think of Guardian and Galadar as I do this.
Well, this
Oh.
is here.
Hello.
And let's go ahead and.
Okay, don't eat me.
Is that huge or large?
That's
Huge. Is,
huge. Huge is 3.
the same as the Titan right now.
Oh, okay.
It just
Oh,
looks
you're
smaller
right.
because it's.
Yeah. I see.
Because it's not a circle.
Yeah. Because it's not. Whoa. That's weird.
Oh, god damn it. And you
Back in frame.
you are
Back
stuck.
in frame. I'm trying to get out. I got these teeny tiny hands.
Oh.
Use your teeth.
I'm temporarily giving you guys permissions for these so that you can move them around, okay?
Okay. I don't. Oh god, I'm just clicking on the stream. I can't move it. I don't know why.
Oh my god. Oh no.
His intelligence does drop. As soon as
right?
Way down.
That was too fucking good.
So ignore your. I'm gonna hide your tokens for now, as you guys have now turned into giant, goddamn monstrosities.
Hey.
Hey, I'm a very
You
beautiful.
hid the T-Rexes too.
Yeah, you hit
Of
both
course,
of them.
because you can't.
Both
you-
of them.
They're gone. There you go.
Cool. Okay. So
I mean, really, this
was-
is your fault, Sebastian, for
I was.
introducing T-Rex in
I'm
your
just trying to do my
game. You
Yeah, what
reap
the
what
hell,
you
dude?
sow, buddy.
Silly
No
question.
good
How do
deed.
Yeah.
I face the T-Rex token?
Shift and arrow key.
Shift and
Yeah.
arrow key allows you to face it, and also allows you to make it dance, if you so desire.
Excellent, thank you.
Hey, so now that we got our T-Rexes into the group,
My baby.
The Bard Rexes are dancing.
Now I
so just to illustrate this for a second, Payne, you went on the doorstep. You see there's like this thing is punching into the wall. You look down, you see Shaka. You look back, you see Kharex. He's like standing up out of the rubble and looking around, and you just go. And like push the polymorph to both of them as like a streak flies through the air, and they both just explode out into T-Rexes. Him, you have half movement, unfortunately, in the space that you're in, big guy, Kharex, because you are now like the whole building shakes as the weight begins to actually cause the tower to tilt even more. Now there's a goddamn T-Rex on the floor. So, with that all being said, Payne, I'm assuming that's the end of your turn?
Yeah. I think that'll
Okay.
do. That'll do, donkey.
That'll do, T-Rex.
Well.
Karis, you are up.
Can I cast spells as a T-Rex? I'm guessing that's a solid no.
Sorry,
solid
why
no.
are we just walking by Kharex?
Oh, nice,
man.
nice. Right. I
And
wasn't
Shakasaurus?
Shakasaurus, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
an
you're
episode
not-
name.
Yeah, Shakasaurus and Kharex. Okay, I'm down. Kharex, you cannot cast spells. You are the T-Rex. You have an intelligence, I believe, of 2.
Become the
Okay.
T-Rex.
We do, however, have a shitload of hit points now.
Shitty.
I don't think that's copyrighted.
Uh-uh.
No. We're good. We're good.
Shitty flute.
Play that over.
So,
The notes he was hitting were at least 10% different.
Ooh.
if I come careening down that way, can I use my ram function?
Fuck it, I'll allow it.
He's got giant dick swords.
Also, relevant question.
What
Keeping
is-
concentration on slow.
You lose concentration on slow.
Oh.
Fuck.
That's all right. Because you're gonna.
Well,
you're
Yeah, we're
kill
gonna
it.
end this encounter
Yeah.
right now.
It's gonna be fine.
What is my attack on this? Is it just a standard?
Pull up the T-Rex.
You have multi-attack.
You can actually use the T-Rex. Oh, maybe you can't see it. It's all imported.
Or you can
His
just look it up on
attacks.
D&D Beyond, right?
But
Where-
yeah, this
where
is
do I
on
f-
D&D Beyond.
So you
I
can
guess.
make one bite attack and one tail attack. But
But they
you
have
can't
to
make
be
both
against
attacks.
different targets.
They have to hit different targets.
Okay. Well then I make my. I'm. What's the? I can't find the. I need to see what is.
Oh, being polymorph does not break concentration, but you still have to make concentration saves,
Right.
but you use the stats of the beast.
Ooh,
Okay,
that
so,
means your concentration is really high.
Where do I find the stats of a T-Rex? How do I
Go
find that?
into extras.
Just Google it.
Go into
Okay,
extras,
Yeah.
and then manage extras,
Manage extras.
and then search
Look for
in the
T-Rex.
search bar for T-Rex and add it to your extras.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, I think, is the.
Beast companion. I'm assuming.
Wild shape.
Wild shape. Sorry.
Yeah, there's no polymorph option, is there?
Nah.
That's stupid. Get your shit.
D&D
together.
Beyond sucks.
Okay,
Jeez.
now I can see what I can do here.
Please
Okay.
sponsor us.
Uh,
Until they do, they suck.
That's right. That is
Actually,
right.
the artificer armor right now is actually broken because they haven't implemented the different armor types that you can infuse. So like the class is gimped right now. It's a shame because it's my favorite class.
So I'm just gonna make a
Dummies.
bite attack against this guy since I'm there, right?
Might as well.
Our campaign is now
Oh
called
my god,
Smear,
it was a natural 20.
Smear Campaign.
A natural 20?
Nice. Oh
Nice.
shit.
So that's
the
40,
T-Rex
12.
The T-Rex is kind of it's kind of the shape of the T-Rex is kind of fucking with its actual the space that it takes up. It should actually be like here.
Oh, because it takes
Okay.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and Pain, you should be one click over. We'll just move you. Like, you got displaced, basically, by the T-Rex.
As I landed. And there's another D12.
Cells just crushed under.
Ooh.
To quote my personal hero, Jackie Chan, bad day.
That day.
Alright, give me that roll once you're done rolling all those D12s or whatever they are. So you make a mockery of my...
What do you mean? I thought you planned all this.
So that's 67 damage.
Oof.
That's one more
Just
hit point
had to
than that.
one up me.
So how do you want to do this to the
Oh
Titan?
my goodness. Oh shit.
I
As you
see me,
two hit, as you
push my
two
way
hit,
out
the fucking
of
creature.
the
crit
doorway
this
that's
thing
just mangled, and I like jump down, and as I'm jumping down, I grab its head and I just tear it off backwards.
Massive jaws right onto the head that's actually coming out of the chest of this.
Oh, I thought you meant with your little short arm.
So clamps down, and then just as you pull back, it's stuck, and you bring one of your legs up into the center of the torso of this creature and rip. And as you do, pull it back, the whole thing falls backwards and smashes, landing flat on its back. There's a viscous black fluid squirting from the head, or from where the head was, as it's spraying all over this courtyard now, the inside of this building. It's fucking dead. All right.
I'm gonna use my free action now to just.
I trumpet out, and that's bardic inspiration for pain.
You cannot
do that
though.
though.
You can't do that in this form.
I can't do a
You're
bonus action?
not. No, you are a T-Rex.
Yeah. You lose all your everything
you lose
except for
all your abilities
paladin.
except for the spell you're concentrating on.
Yeah.
Okay, so my bonus action was to trumpet loudly.
Okay.
Yay.
It's
You
very
do have an
inspiring.
implication of inspiration.
Yeah, it is
Just-
inspiring.
You can inspire, just not bardic.
There's a banner that falls.
Falls down.
It's rats.
As a banner is rats.
Just rats. That's ridiculous.
Well,
Another great possible episode title. The banner is rats.
The banner was rats all along.
oh my god. Well,
Oh my god.
this guy's spell now takes effect, which is great.
Yay.
On
What a waste.
himself
What a
and
loser.
fuck you, Surgeon. He's no longer slowed. And
He's gonna kill all of us.
Have
So he
things
can run away
changed
fast.
for him? Have things changed for him? Indeed.
Came in
Let's see.
real hot, that guy.
boy. Oh,
Oh,
boy.
that's right. His slow is he dispelled it, right? That's what that was. His spell
Yeah.
that he cast. That
Yeah.
took him around to cast. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Maybe he was supposed to be really nice. Who knows? He didn't get a chance.
Maybe he was gonna cast friends.
Yeah.
That's fair. He probably was just gonna cast friends.
Just wants to hang out.
Just wanted to hang
Wanted to get
out,
real close before doing it.
have some rat stew.
He couldn't reach the top window, so he had his Titan do like the throwing the rocks at the window thing, but
Yeah.
he wanted to
John
bring us all
Cusack.
down. Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Who knew we were gonna crit that thing twice? Who knew?
Pain knew.
What do you know? You all fit in a 60-foot cone.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh no!
Jeez, I'm
Do I have
I
half
was actually
cover?
right here.
I believe
forgot-
I have a T-Rex in my way.
You have your head in a T-Rex's ass is what's going on.
He's
That's
gonna go
full
ahead
cover.
and cast. He's gonna go
So,
Yeah,
ahead
and also in the game.
proctologist.
He's gonna go ahead and
It's like
cast
a
Cone
cat
Cold.
greeting you.
Oh god.
So go ahead
no.
and
Oh shit.
give me
What saving throw is it?
the saving throw is. Excuse me.
Dex, right?
Is a yes? Is it, no, it's a con save.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
not great.
Not great.
God darn it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised. 19.
21.
You guys are a T-Rex, so you should be fine.
You guys are T-Rexes, so it's gonna be pretty good save for you guys, to be honest.
20 me.
And everybody saves, right?
Yeah, of
Everybody's
course.
Okay.
Well, what's the
you're gonna-
save?
Oh, fucking brutal.
What's the save?
The save is 16 on this, actually, not very high. So you guys are all going to take 15 points of cold damage.
Oh, I gotta make a concentration.
That was a
With
nat
what's the
20.
save adjustment?
The save adjustment.
So it was 15 halved already?
Yeah, it's with the adjustment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna do uncanny dodge.
8d8 goes away with 30 points of damage, reduced to 15 on everybody. Don't pay attention to the D&D Beyond indicator of how hard something is, because it's also when everybody's a goddamn either a hit and run motherfucker or a T-Rex.
We
You definitely
got
take
really
damage.
lucky.
I made my concentration saves. They're still T-Rexes.
Okay. He is going to then move his full movement back. 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, as far back as he can in this case. So I'll move back 20. And then he is going to. Does he get any bonus actions? I don't think so. Oh, but he does get his ward back, which is nice. Because he's going to fucking need it.
What?
Where are you going?
His young apprentice whose parents died in a trapeze accident.
Right,
and
right.
He brought
Gotcha.
them on to
Yes.
brought him on to
Yeah.
train him, and such. Yeah.
It's
What's his
Drap.
name? Nick Stason?
It's Drap.
It's trap.
It's trap.
It's Drap.
That's
I
what
want
he's
a
been
shirt.
doing.
I want a shirt of him like popping out of like a Looney Tunes circle. It just says it's trap.
It's the hello, my baby. Hello.
The WB trap
Oh my
is
God.
the WB
That-
frog.
The WB frog, but it looks like a grung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For everybody that's confused, Drap is a previous PC that Samurai played.
No, he was an
Well,
NPC.
it was
wasn't
just
He was
yeah.
an
Oh, it's
NPC that
easy.
he was just hung out with a PC that I made.
He was
Buddy.
Whitman's water boy.
Yeah, he literally. We were allowed to pick
I mean,
two
Walter-
magical items, and one of the magical items I picked, its entire function was to fill up with water. That was it.
Oh, good.
Anyway,
So
now that that's over,
good. No other function.
It's just to
guy,
keep
he
him
just-
wet.
picks back up and is ready to fire this elephant gun that he has at this T-Rex here, which is the closest. No, he's gonna hit the kid. Oh, I
Does
didn't do
it
the same.
shoot at elephants?
Oh,
The kid saves. He takes 15. And he's going to shoot the T-Rex. What's your AC?
13.
13.
Alright, he's going to shoot the first T-Rex, and he is going to hit. Wow, that's not bad at all. You're going to take 25 points of bludgeoning damage as these massive pellets rip through your T-Rex form.
I use uncanny dodge.
Boston rolls.
Somehow Matrix is backward.
Yeah.
The tail.
Just the tail.
I'm
man.
picturing one of those stupid inflatable T-Rex suits, and it's like. Alright, that is. Oh, and he's going to move back as well to protect this guy.
Oh man, are you almost out of hit points, Autumn? Now?
Shocker,
Oh, yeah.
you are up.
Just, they're so
Can
hurt
we
right
still see the guys that retreated?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to run directly towards them.
Okay. You're going to trample everybody in between.
now. Intelligence of 2.
I don't know if I have the wherewithal to not.
Your intelligence is 11. You're
No, it's
good.
not, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? As a T-Rex, your intelligence is 11?
it's 2 minus 4.
Are you looking at wisdom?
It's 2. Your
Intelligence is 2.
Yeah. Sorry. My bad.
Oh, wait, actually, no, that's supposed to go under. Okay, never mind. Stat block's weird.
How far are you? What's his movement speed? 50?
50.
Yeah,
50.
Oh, you can make it, right? You have reach.
you can dash, right?
Okay, I'm a dipshit. How do I make the ruler go away? So I can.
Click on the little person icon on the top left. And then it'll get you back to your selecting thing. Right? Or there's like a selection tool. It's it looks like a square with corners on it. There you go.
Thank you.
It's a T-Rex just whoosh, across the board, skates on over.
So are they still in the room? Is there like a wall between us?
No. There's no wall. This is an open courtyard. It's just a
Okay.
map.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I can only actually see one of the tokens.
Yep.
So I want to chomp the caster and smack the other guy with my tail.
What's your range? 10 feet? Your reach, I mean?
Yeah. 10 feet.
Okay. All right. Cool. Go ahead and give me your attack roll for the spellcaster.
It's a plus 10.
That is a 24.
Okay. He is going to. Oh God, I think it's enough. Still not enough. So you see him. He goes to cast, begin casting this ward that shimmers in front of him. As your maw just comes down right on top of him and just like starts to bite him in half. Go ahead and roll your damage for me, please.
That is 19, 7, 26.
Okay.
And now it's
You-
grappled.
slam down on top of him, you can see there's this shimmering ward that is like repulsing you away from him as you start to smash through the ward with these massive teeth and chomp down on top of him.
So it's restrained. What is it? Does that mean that it can still take actions?
Its movement speed is
It's
0.
Grappled.
Yes,
is grappled
it's
the same thing
grappled
as
and
restrained?
It says until it says it's grappled and the target is restrained. The Tyrannosaurus can't bite another target. The escape DC is 17.
I can just grind my teeth on him.
Attack rolls against the creature have advantage and creature's attacks rolls.
Go
have
ahead and roll your
disadvantage.
second attack, please, for me, Shakasaurus. On the Minotaur.
Thank you.
That is an 18.
That will hit the AC. So go ahead, roll your damage on him as well.
That is a 19.
Okay. You just see like, and then as the other guy turns and he's like frantically loading this giant gun that he has, just hits him right in the chest, knocks the wind out of him, knocks him back 5 feet, taking a good chunk of health out of him too. Almost knocks the gun out of his hand. He frantically is loading. Is that the end of your turn?
That is.
Okay, Amelia, top of the round. You are over in the corner. You look up from around those crates, and suddenly a T-Rex runs across the battlefield. And as you look, there's another one at the far end, ripping this Warforged Titan apart, and then like screaming.
This seems
Actually,
normal.
can I bonus action like just kind of grind my teeth with this guy in my mouth? Just
I
not
won't do
actually.
any damage, but
Yeah, just for flavor.
10,
sure.
What flavor is it?
20.
Yeah, what flavor is it?
Blood.
Kind of tastes like chicken.
Blood flavor.
30, 40, 45. Oops, shit. Get that back. Shoot, do I get sneak? Oh wait, no, I do. I do get sneak attack.
Yeah, you do.
All right, I'm gonna cast Green Flame Blade on the dude who's in the mouth of the T-Rex.
Okay.
Speaking of getting hit from all angle.
Seriously.
The range of the. I just want to double check. The range of the mouth is 10 feet, right? Shaka, the range of the mouth is 10 feet, and the tail is 15 or something like that?
They're both
No,
10.
they're
10
both
and 10.
Oh, 10. Got it. Okay, just want to make sure. All right, cool. So yeah, go ahead and it's like in the mouth, and you're just like, all right. It's like trying to hit it, being, flung around.
17.
Okay, 17. For the purposes of this, fuck, this is where the grid starts to break down, because technically, this person is here, and this person is here. So, yeah, we'll say.
I mean,
We'll just use it like that. So yeah, no, you still hit them. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Go ahead and give me your damage.
That's. Oops.
Oh, what was it to hit?
That was 17.
He's in the mouth, and he sees you coming out of the corner of his eye. You see, like, looking through his maw, you can see like an eye in there, and then frantically begins to cast, and will cast shield. There's a
Okay.
Did you roll with
appears
advantage, by
around
the
him
way?
as your strike comes down and ricochets off the front of the maw of the T-Rex.
Suchi rolled with advantage, right?
I did, yeah. But I'll just use my second attack on him. But
Okay. His
I
AC is now 20.
okay, I used the cantrip, so now I can't cast the same cantrip, right? Because it's a spell. It's a regular action for
No, I believe
haste
you-
and then a regular attack
I
for
believe you
yours. Can I?
Right? You can use for the haste
for the
attack,
haste
you can
attack.
only for the haste attack you cannot cast a spell. You can
Okay.
only dash,
Attack or
other stuff and attack. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So regular attack.
Option.
Natural 20.
Just do it.
Oh, Seb, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Seb.
Okay. It's okay.
Oh.
We're just setting ourselves up for a really hard battle.
We're gonna get.
The
I
next
know.
one is just gonna be like, oh my god, we are all gonna fucking die.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yep. Yep.
That's
I don't get sad. I get even.
plus 14.
The DM will remember this.
After the session, I just send you guys all blank character sheets. Just for next
Trying
week.
to tell us
Get 'em
something?
ready.
I don't. What is this?
Seb will remember this.
28.
28 plus 15, so that's what, 43?
43.
Yeah.
The
Sebastian
blank
didn't
character
like that.
sheet is like the D&D equivalent of head in bed.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning, you go back to the covers, and there's a blank character sheet there.
Honestly, ever since I met Nacho, that would be an improvement.
The least weird thing I found in my bed. Is that your turn? You done?
Yes. Is he
Do you have
still
another
up?
action?
Yeah, you
plus
third
another
action,
bonus
third
action.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash away. So that was 50 feet, and that's
So the sword spins in your hand for a second, and you stab straight into the maw of this creature, basically like flossing the teeth of the T-Rex. As it stabs straight through this, straight through the canister of the of this character.
He dislodges a enlarged crumb of Danish.
The crumb is the size of what the Danish would usually be. You could end world hunger that way.
ooh.
Fuck.
Stupid.
End turn.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Actually, he's going to hide here, bonus action hide, and then come to here, and then attempt to fire at this guy. I'm critting on myself.
Oh.
Aw.
Oh shit.
How many
With a sneak
crits-
attack.
With a sneak attack.
Yeah.
Oh shit. That's like 5
You know what,
crits down.
Sebastian, how do you want to do this?
The rat, well, he's hitting the guy. He's hitting the guy behind him.
Ah.
The least damage. Dude.
Fucking unreal.
This is so crazy.
You see that Minotaur back there frantically reloading, and as he finally picks the gun up, shoulders it, this cannon with a stock on it, and as he's tracking he's tracking Amelia as she's like starts to run, eye closes, and then right through the other eye, a single bolt, and he just drops.
Shit.
Dead.
Let's go,
And-
Rat Prids.
Red Prince.
He's not supposed to be good at this. He's just
No.
a fucking kid, but he's the second crit he's rolled, I think. So that's his turn. Sel, what would you like to do?
Alrighty, let's start running. 5, 10, 15, 25. I'll dash. I have movement speed of 30 though. So this will be 30 because it alternates, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So then 10, 15,
25.
Will the next one be 10 or 5?
25.
25, 30.
Hey!
Hey!
And I'm gonna take a little stabby.
Go for it.
Crit.
He does have an AC of 20 right now from his shield.
But you also get.
I get advantage. I got a 20.
Natural?
No, not natural.
No, they'd be like a 30.
Does that hit? A tie goes through.
Yeah, tie goes to the
Yes.
roller.
Yeah. Alrighty. 27. Oh, 29, sorry.
29 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not looking good. As you stab in the same way that Amelia did, there's a muffled scream from inside. Is that your turn, good sir?
Yeah.
Okay. Pain?
I'm gonna watch my handiwork in action, and I'm gonna just walk, kind of
Casually over.
Yeah, walk
Sit
just
down.
and kind of lean up against this cart and start to bandage. I don't look too good. I've got blood kind of coming down the sides of my face and everything. And I'm just gonna go. My work here is done, and start and just cast Cure Wounds on myself.
You like smoke a cigarette.
Power moves.
And turn.
Okay, Karis, you are up. It's a stupid thing to move across.
And I'm gonna make a bite for the other half of the guy.
Okay.
I'm playing tug of war with this guy.
27? Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, Rat Prince, don't mess with us.
You guys are gonna have to like shoo him away. He thinks you're the fucking coolest.
Well, we are.
True.
Yeah, probably
Checks
does.
Selling the loose ends.
46 points of damage.
46?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit.
Stab. It just
Jesus.
rips in half. There's a as the tank on his back begins to crumple in on itself, and as it shoots out of your mouth, Shaka, it detonates somewhere 2 blocks away. There is nothing left in the maw of the two T-Rexes as they just scarf down the rest of the whoever that person was. There's nothing left of him.
Of whoever that was.
Of someone who's
Shaka's just
Someone
gleefully
who will not be
stomping in
remembered.
place.
Karis like spits out the rest of it all.
yeah. As you guys go back down to like normal form, you're just like.
Karis is still holding his hands like this.
No, I'm not gonna drop concentration yet.
Okay.
I'm just gonna.
Keep them around.
I'm gonna keep them T-Rexes for a little bit longer.
Okay.
Just a little longer.
How long
But
does it last?
I
Like
assume
an hour?
we're officially out of combat.
Man, I'm glad we made it out of that. That was a tight spot.
Just rubbing salt in the wounds, huh?
Don't poke the bear. What are you doing?
It actually looks like my Chrome is crashing at the moment because I can't click on anything, so I can't end battle music or anything. So we'll have a really epic ending to this. As you guys as you rip that thing in half, there's now 2 T-Rexes milling about this courtyard, the remains of this old police station. As the Rat Prince kind of steps up from the side and he says, "Okay, that's not quite what I expected, but holy shit, that was awesome."
No.
Maybe we should go.
I kind of want to climb up on the back of one of them. I'm gonna look at Karis, and I'm gonna look at Shaka. I'm gonna climb up on the back of Shaka.
on the red T-Rex with like the metallic flex throughout his body. Climb up, right in the back of it.
And then kind of like pat her on the head and go, let's do it once around the courtyard.
Shaka's tail is wagging the entire time.
Suddenly D&D is arc.
You guys do hear the distant sound of, well, Miss Perceptive, unfortunately, is not as perceptive as she would normally be, so you might have caught it a little earlier.
I have a passive of 20.
Okay, so you definitely heard, right at the tail end of this battle, you began to hear the sounds of a siren sounding fairly far off, coming towards the slums.
Would I know what that siren might be?
Sounds like it may be constables, which they never come into this part of the city.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna say, constables, time to go. And then, can I quickly check the Minotaur for any identifying items?
I'll help you search the bodies.
Yeah. You guys find so you find a number of gold actually, split up amongst the two of them remaining, and the bits and pieces that you're able to recover from the guy on the ground. You do find what's left of that guy. You do find a pair of spellcasting gauntlets. Not really similar to what Amelia has. They're much more rudimentary. They're basically a spellcasting focus, a +1 spellcasting focus for somebody who were to attune to it. The gold that you guys find split up amongst the three of them is. Let me double check my notes. I'm sorry. You find 230 gold split amongst the three of them. They are wearing. They were wearing work clothes, things meant for second story work and for bashing heads, but they are wearing identification. They each have a brooch that has 3 cogs interjoined with each other. These men, which you might have guessed from the presence of the guy with the tank on his back, are from the Tinkers Union.
Gotcha. I'm gonna take everything and put it in the back and say, we'll split this up later, and then.
Okay. So
I'll slide down the back of Shaka and kind of give her a little pat, and then drop concentration on polymorph.
I mean, you can ride her through the city if you need to. I'm sure you can escape the constables.
How stealthy are T-Rexes?
Yeah, I don't want to make a scene.
That's awesome.
I know, right? You were awesome. That was so great.
That's really picking dude out of my teeth for a while.
Oh, that was worth it, right?
But it was awesome.
Yeah. That was amazing. Thanks for that.
Yeah, you guys were great.
As you guys are having a conversation, you see the rat prince sprint past you guys. He goes, "All right, follow me. Let's go. We gotta cut through the old city.
Follow.
Best place to lose a tail." Right.
No pun intended.
So as the 6 of you begin to sprint from the slats heading east into familiar territory, if we recall our first tour through the city, that is where we will end for tonight as the constables are closing in and you all sprint into the Giant Quarter, or Jotunforn, as it is known in Dwarvish. So with that, we will close for today. You guys all do level up.
Ooh.
And we will continue this story next time. Great job, guys. Not fucking believe that battle.
That was excellent.
Thank you, that was fantastic.
That was fun. That was
Super fun.
That was actually really, that was a good time.
It's always nice just to stomp on enemies from time to time, right?
Absolutely. Gotta have a win, right?
Yeah, exactly. I ain't mad. I do wish I would have, for the amount of damage you guys did to my guys, I wish I would have at least put one of you down, just for a little bit, knowing you guys have healing magic. But
I was down to like 20-something health. I took a significant chunk.
Yeah, I was down in the 30s.
I took 7 I took 7 damage. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
We do have 10 hit points though as a rogue. So, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and watching us. We love having you here, and we love playing this game. So glad you could come hang out and just enjoy the madness. We will be live again next Saturday. We'll be returning to the Wasteland, which is going to be a Western-based campaign called the Baazdos Frontier. We'll have the same zany different zany characters, but the same zany people playing them. In the time leading up to that, you can catch Autumn Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and you can catch us intermittently. In between
we should have a stream sometime this week to do some design stuff or something, because we're at affiliate almost.
We'll have a couple of additional streams this week for different design things, because we're making a little push for affiliate here, so that we can get you guys some personalized Dungeons and Designers icons and emotes and stuff.
Yeah.
So there'll be a couple of design streams this week for you to check out. Keep your eyes open on my personal Discord. I will post it up if you guys are following there.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much again. Have a wonderful weekend. I'll come up with more mushy stuff to say in the future, but for now, love you guys and can't wait to see you all again. Take care.
Have a good weekend.